And I'll hand it right over to Byron Wingate, our director for this terrifying game.
I think it's like bubble wrap. Isn't that how you like channel the UFOs to be able to talk
what is
to you?
The condition where you have to crinkle and shit is pica? Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'll have to defer to your expert knowledge. So welcome, Myth Brigadiers. So to this episode of Night's Black Agents, and of course, because of COVID, work, and other problems, unfortunately, we missed our date on the 19th. So I do apologize for anybody that was trying to tune in that day, but we are here alive and in person. And well, I guess we're not really in person. Well, kind of. I don't know. Technically, whatever. We had some extreme fun playing with a new fabulous program called the blackbook.io for all of your fabulous gumshoe needs. And if you stop by on Thursday night, we will be having an interview with Mr. Jason Jones and myself and
Steve. It's actually Steven, I think.
Yep, Steve.
Yeah.
The
Stephen
owner
Hammond
and author of the blackbook.io. And you can ask him fabulous questions in the chat. We will, as always, ask hard questions. And hopefully we can get some kicking us off. And we have a special 10% off discount code for all of our fabulous viewers. And now for that. And so, all right. So with that, man, it's been a month. How the hell are you guys doing? Jason, obviously tattoo, crinkle, arm.
that's actually that's my nickname. My gang name is Tattoo Crinkle Arm.
Crinkle Arm.
That's your home name, right?
Yeah. No, I'm doing good, man. I had foot surgery, so that was fun. I recorded some guitars for our new record and threw them all away because they were terrible. So that was fun. And so then we just released a short film that I see that you saw, and I'm so sorry. It's 3 minutes of your life, Byron, that you will not get back.
Dude, he can say whatever he wants, but I'm telling you, you guys need to go check out We Are 12 on YouTube. You will not be disappointed that you wasted a good 5 or 10 minutes of your time.
That is true. You can watch every video we've ever made and you will only have wasted like 12 minutes of your life.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's good. But glad to be here. I missed you guys, and I've reflected on the debacle that Tesla and I caused so many times along the way. Like I'll be driving down the road, go to the grocery store, just cringing, thinking about why why do we do that? So I'm looking forward to more of the same.
Chuckle about it.
What you say, Brett?
I mostly just chuckle about it because I'm like, I think it worked out great.
It's pretty phenomenal. Well, technically, we haven't quite finished how exactly it's going to work out. So,
that is true.
But yeah, we'll get to that. Mr. Johnny Walcott, Dan Kaplan, your fabulous wall of sound buffering.
Oh, yes, wall of sound. I'm all good. No foot surgeries, no tattoo removals, no strange things going on. Just clear sailing. Let's hope it just keeps going that way. Of course, you say it and then it ends, but we're all good here.
So, Dan, I want to give you an opportunity. Not many people know that you are a owner of a fabulous online game store, right?
Yes, plug it.
That is
I
true.
see you're sporting your jacket over there.
I appreciate the fabulous part.
Give us a holler out, man. Tell us about it. What's up with your business?
Sure. Well, we're the Game Steward. We specialize in limited edition games. We do a lot of Kickstarter games, for example, with all the extras. So, and we're thegamesteward.com. If you go online and looking for buying a Kickstarter that you missed, we're definitely the place to go. We also carry a lot of games that aren't published in the U.S. So if there's a game that comes out in like Poland or Europe, we'll bring over a few crates of them over here and we'll sell them here in the U.S. with low price shipping and hopefully a good deal.
I'm calling out Jordan Devereaux and Dennis Nowak. You guys need to check this out because I mean, the hangar needs a new game supply. I've been there and it's actually pretty cool.
You should throw a link in the chat.
Yeah,
Dan.
Oh, sure. I can do that. If I can figure that out, I will do that.
We'll figure it out.
All good.
Mr. Tyler Wingate, Lily, the Red Lily, the cold-blooded assassin. What's going on?
Doing good. Excited to continue to play and get back to killing vampires and stuff.
I don't think you guys have successfully killed a vampire yet, so.
We might this session. We never know.
We'd like to think they all died in the explosion.
So next time when we wrap up, we'll be playing a different game. I don't think you guys are at that stage yet, but hey,
we'll figure it out.
Yep, TPK's can whatever. All right, and Mr. Tesla, Brett Adams.
Why? Been real excited. Been chomping at the bit to see what's going to happen from the remains of that coffin that we left behind. As far as any personal news, I am same old crap. So I got nothing. But real excited to play tonight.
All right, and Dr. Terry Mitchell, Tara Roy. I see you put the MD on your name on the Zoom. That's cool. And I see you added some more stuff to the murder board.
Mm-hmm. Most important, right here. You guys make it up.
Is that Rest in Peace Goblin Riot?
Yes.
Oh, yes. And I have officially commissioned the artwork for the Goblin Riot band.
Oh, sweet.
Lenore is going to be doing some Goblin Riot.
Is she going to do one of those spaghetti pan death metal logos? It looks like someone.
Dude, I'm gonna let her do what she wants.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
I'm gonna help fund her iPad Pro.
I'll add it to the board.
Purchase. So, all right, wonderful. It's great to be back. So, you guys had your first little, I guess, kind of the second little team operation.
Yeah.
And went to followed some leads from Marrakesh, went back to Sardinia for a few moments, headed over to the fabulous Romania to figure out what Olivia Liu was checking out after you safely shot her away, hiding with Evan's UFO buddies in southern Florida.
You'd asked me to make a little recap.
Yeah.
I did. I don't know if it's short enough. It might be a little too long.
No, do it.
Go ahead.
I'm sure I missed a whole bunch of details because my notes are massively vague at certain points during. So
sounds like my games. Massively vague.
So feel free to fill me in on details, and I'll add them to the records. All right. So the adventure started with the team at its Sardinian safe house, where a cryptic email advised that a potential source of information, paranormal investigator reporter Olivia Liu, was in danger. After a little fangirling on Evan's part, the crew headed to Morocco to extract Olivia to safety. Our first fight scene ensued at the open-air market in Marrakesh, culminating in the apprehension of a scaly-skinned bad guy. A little parkour, some sunshine and mirrors, and a dose of Pink Panther later, he was in custody. Transported by the group to a secret location for interrogation, he revealed that he was former SAS soldier and mercenary, recruited and injected with an enhancement serum by an operative for a group named EDAM, E-D-A-M. He mentioned an operative made, what's that?
O-M, E-D-O-M.
Oh, shit. E-D-O-M.
Fabulous.
He mentions an operative called the Sorceress, but provides no details about her, about Edom, or about his enhancements. Meanwhile, Evan rode away with Lou on a scooter and set her up in a safe house. His top-notch investigative skills neutralized by his social anxiety, he failed to glean even the most minor information from her. As Olivia was diverted from an archaeological dig in Romania, the team headed there next. Is the Sorceress trying to bait us? Our response? Hook, line, sinker. Evan ascertains that an American oil company, Contago, is involved with this dig, and a review of its financial records and application of Benford's law of anomalous numbers reveals CIA-type shadiness. The plot thickens. In Romania, the group acquires a beater van they named Goblin Riot. The archaeological dig site is anything but, with oily oil execs and more than a dozen mercenary guards. A crypt is revealed beneath the monastery. A woman, the Sorceress, rises with the casket. Tesla's drone is loaded with C4 to the background music of Flight of the Valkyries, and Evan changes the music to Mission Impossible as he pilots it towards the blood cooler, Godspeed Boomhilda, and detonates it to a big red boom. The subsequent gunfight destroys Goblin Riot, and the gang watches remotely as the casket opens, The sorceress slits the oil executive's throat, and some creature pulls him in and begins to bite his neck. And the camera fades to black. Will the group head to Gibraltar next, looking for Edom? What is the purpose of the scaly bad guy serum? Who is the sorceress, and what is the role of the government in Contago in all of this? And what was in the box? What was in the box? Stay tuned.
That's awesome.
Tara, send me that. I would like to put that.
I made a little like recap thing that I was going to read, like a little cadence, and I don't need this. This is it's out of here. It's gone.
Please send me that.
That was amazing.
That in the description for this post, because that is solid.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Great job, Tara.
Yes.
Great job. All right. So when we last left off, you guys were in, I believe, a truck that you had taken.
Some sort of vehicle heading back to get.
Yeah, some sort of vehicle.
Left.
I believe it was in the same vehicle you stole from this site to extract yourselves from.
Yes.
Before you came to the conclusion that Evan had left his laptop bag and several other pieces of equipment in the Goblin Riot van. when he bravely escaped and was able to retrieve himself, at least, Johnny had that look of disappointment, that fatherly disappointment, almost like the kid who left his stuffed animal on the ride at Disneyland. And unfortunately, you were going to have to go back for Bubby. And
nice episode, Back for Bubby.
Back for Bubby. Nice, maybe. And so, yeah, so you guys had decided to turn around and kind of re-go to the site of the Fallout apocalypse that you were leaving there. While en route, were able to pull up the live stream camera feed from the GoPro that was so expertly left at the scene, only to find that the whatever it was called vampire for the moment had bitten this oil executive in the neck, drenched in blood. It opened its mouth. It looked towards the camera, almost like it could see you. And then the camera feed went black as Tesla roared the engine of the vehicle louder. Up the muddy trail, past the broken gate, the spot that was formerly occupied by the AEDs, or IUDs, like has been said before. And so you guys had a multitude of plans that you were possibly going to execute. With that, we will begin today. And so what is the plan? As the car speeds up the hill, you have approximately 500 feet before you will reach the beginning of the parking lot. The burning trailer that once was housed the oil executive that was, of course, blown up by the RPG rocket from the mercenary soldier that was about to go into Goblin Riot. Hence why Evan left his laptop bag to avoid the RPG. And the scene of bodies and fiery, everything is covered in a rain of blood and mist from the Broomhilda's attack on the blood cooler. The crane is still tilted over, mashed into the broken wall of the remains of the monastery. A fine mist has begun to fall from the sky, a darkness that basically begins to take over and make even the early afternoon as almost night, like a bad rainy day. You could barely see the edge of the monastery building. And definitely can't see into the monastery as you pull into the parking lot. What do you do?
What are we gonna do, boys? Well, and lady.
The weather's gone from glum to macabre. That's very strange. I think I think probably Lily and I, and perhaps the doctor, should all get the heaviest firepower weapons we can, point out the windows. Tesla, pull up against the van, and Evan, you dive out, grab your stuff as fast as you can, and be prepared to dive back in. Either that or we turn tail and run.
Or we just go blow up his stuff and leave.
Oh, well, we could try and blow up his stuff, but then we may still spend the next 20 years of our lives waking up in a cold sweat wondering if an address survived.
I might be able to try to wipe it remotely. I mean, now that we've...
I think we just grab it. I mean, we could
Grab
try,
and go.
we could try to engage that target, but I don't know if he's going to be as tough as the last one we fought.
The last one, what? Did you see it bit his neck? He's obviously some sort of psycho. Let's just grab it and go, I think.
True. We don't usually fight these things. We usually run from them.
We don't usually see them, is the point, I think. I'm having a bit of an existential crisis, if I'm being honest. Maybe I
It's
could wipe
true.
the laptop from remotely or something.
Correct. You know, until a few moments ago, I was never really 100% positive these things existed at all. But clearly, no human could have done what that thing did.
All right, let's
So we're
just
just grabbing the stuff and going.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pull our escape vehicle, kind of close and kind of next to the Goblin Riot van, which I believe is Swiss cheese now, and just kind of get myself ready to kind of speed out of there once they grab it. I'm gonna be scanning around looking for, I don't know, bats flying at me or other weird anomalous shit happening.
So despite the carnage that lays around, the site is relatively quiet. You don't see anybody moving. You don't see anything, the fire in the trailer and stuff is pretty much it. Like I said, the mist covers the monastery. So moving into it in any way, shape, or form would be basically like walking into a cloud.
I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud, but Johnny, should we look around? It seems like no one's after us.
I think we should either dash and grab or run for our lives. Either way, we need to be out of here in 60 seconds.
Get the laptop.
You gotta, if you say gone in 60 seconds, you have to do the fingers thing with Nicolas Cage, or it just doesn't.
And gone, as the Americans say, in 60 seconds.
Is that athletics, Byron? Do I need to roll for that, or is that
Yeah, that'd be athletics roll. So you're leaping from the back of the vehicle that we still have really yet to determine exactly what kind of vehicle.
It's a truck.
It's like a work van. or like one of those big trucks that has, the king cab with the it's probably got 6 doors on it. It's a big oil exec truck.
So
if Lily doesn't move to the back, I will move to the back door and I will stand watch inside the van with my weapon out. And I will shoot anything that moves that is not Evan.
I'm glad you specified not Evan.
Yes, well, I thought about Evan, but
At this point, I'm just going to help Evan get his shit.
yeah,
it'll be
so,
hardest to get him back in the van if he's shot, so no, not Evan.
so I'm going to spend 1 point on that roll,
Okay.
and I'm going to try that using the black book, which I
I was
clicked.
going to
and it
offer
worked.
to.
It worked.
Yeah.
I love it. This program is amazing. Everyone
So
should
I have a
purchase.
4 with after my spend for my athletics roll.
All right. Awesome.
So I'm literally just
I'm
going to.
doing it.
I'm
Just
red
pull
again
out and
in this
grab.
thing, by the way.
Yeah, probably.
No, I'm still rejected. I have no play whatsoever.
We
Isn't there a dice rolling option in the thing?
there is actually. There is.
When I clicked it before,
I'm back to
It just
account
didn't-
management when I try to get into it.
Yeah, stuff.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh,
We will
no.
find out.
I'm gonna
Stop
close.
by on Thursday night, folks, and Steve will be able to answer all of our fabulous questions.
yes. Yes, he will. So do I know Lily's behind me as I'm charging up to the side of the truck? And if so, I'm going to pitch, because there's a couple bags in there. I'm going to just pitch over
Yeah.
my shoulder to her.
Okay. I'm just going to throw it into the van.
Yeah, so just say you kind of...
I'm not caring if it's sensitive. I'm just throwing
Right.
it into the van.
It's in hard impact cases and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Yep. And as the last case, I sort of hesitate for a second and kind of look over my shoulder and do the long reach and grab the fuzzy dice and just snatch them.
Nice. All right. Awesome. So you guys snatch and grab Evan's stuff, and Tesla fires up the engine, and I'm assuming roars back out of here.
I am. My curiosity is a little bit. It gets away with me, so I'm just like, hold on, let me just see something. So I'm gonna swing wide, and I want to shine the headlights, the high beams,
into the mist.
Into the mist. I know.
I like it.
Back. I'm aware of that. I want to see if I can see either that figure or the lady anywhere around.
If something's so bad, we can't fuck with it a little bit.
The moral imperative.
Tiger. Who cares if the gate door's open for the tiger pen?
I'm going to
Okay,
bust
anyway.
open the camera, Byron,
Look
and
at
just
that.
over his shoulder, whatever he's looking at, I aim the camera there just in case he sees something. We'll have a record of it.
Okay.
And I load my rifle and point it there too.
I'm gonna give it a good like 30 seconds of like just sitting there, seeing if we can see silhouettes moving in the mist.
Okay. As you're sitting there looking, you could see something in the mist kind of swirls a little bit, and it starts to get closer, and you can't quite make out what it is, and it gets a little closer, and then it just like a bloody arm just comes flying out, like broke off at the elbow. You could still see some of the bones of the elbow sticking out of the bottom of the arm, and it just kind of lands in the grass.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna back away.
Right?
You think?
I got that at 60
I
frames
feel like
per
we're in
second.
Jurassic Park, and he's just like
So-
slowly backing the car.
So give me a driving roll, because you've sped through here with Goblin Riot. You tore up the yard. Now you're driving this truck. You've driven in here now. And you weren't exactly being
Healthy.
careful.
Careful.
When you were like
Tires are just
tearing
gonna
the
start spinning in the mud.
All right, I'm gonna spend 2 points to increase that. So it's gonna be, come on, there we go. I got 6.
All right. So yeah, at first, like literally the tires start to go.
Oh, come on. No.
And all of a sudden you hear like a little click and like a and the 4-wheel drive, the auto 4-wheel drive kicks in on the truck, and it starts to grab and it starts to go backwards.
And I'm just like, maybe if we can get it to come out of the mist, we can get a better idea of what.
What the fuck are you talking about? What if we just go back to the hotel and have a drink? Go!
All right. You want me to? Do you want to get out of here? You guys want to get out of here, right?
Clearly, come on, Tess.
Okay. I'm gunning it, and we're out.
Okay. Right before you gun it, you hear this splat, something hard hits the window of the truck, the windshield. A splatter of blood, a small crack appears on the front of the windshield, and you realize it is like a foot with a shoe on it, has some mud on the shoe, and like the bone of the ankle sticking out, and it's kind of stuck on the windshield wiper.
Come on.
And it just
turn it on.
slams on it. You're like trying to turn the windshield wiper on to flick it, and it's just like the toe is kind of like caught underneath the edge of the windshield wiper, and just smear of blood just goes.
Oh, I made it even worse.
It should not be lost on you that I'm filming this in like 120 frames per second so I could slow.
Tesla's drive may be 10, but I think his judgment is probably a 1.
All right, because since I'm backing up, I'm gonna try to swing the vehicle around forward to like knock the foot off, and then try to get the windshield cleaned off and start driving out of
So
here.
you're kind of doing that proverbial like flick like this when something's on your hand, but using a truck.
Worst comes to worst, I have to be like, okay, come on. I roll down the window and like.
Right. So a mix of like, you try to shake it off, but it's really stuck on there. So yeah, literally the camera literally pans and you see Tesla just like angry as he rolls down the window, reaches his arm out, and like every time he tries to reach for it, the windshield wiper pulls it back the other direction. And like it takes two or three attempts of grabbing a hold of it. And so you grab this like foot with your hand and you pull it off, and now you just like shake this bloody foot and you have blood on your hand as you shift the gears of the truck and just rip off down the what's left of the roadway here out of this place.
That was fucked up.
So where are we going now? Like, what is there left to do? We going to go to Gibraltar?
It's either that or we stay here and play catch with that thing. And I'm guessing, do we feel like it's chasing us, or if it's approaching?
You don't feel it's chasing you, but you literally just like the hairs on the back of your neck are standing up.
Yeah.
You feel some sort of presence.
I'm like, so something was in that mist. It must have been that guy throwing body parts at us. I don't know, just to fuck with us? It had to have been just to fuck with us, right?
Yeah.
I have the feeling that creature has just come into the world and might be somewhat distracted. I don't know exactly why we spent so much time in the parking lot before we ran, but I think our first objective is to get as far as possible from here. Then we can talk about Gibraltar. So I would drive quickly, not to tell you how to do things, Tesla, away.
No, of course. Probably shouldn't have hung out there anyway. So we're going to leave the village and just head away, right? Well, I mean, we going to try to stay in the town?
Well,
let's get to safety and then discuss our next step.
Yeah. Well said, Doctor. Well said.
Just pull over by the gate, like on the side of the road.
Let's have this argument while we're driving down this muddy lane.
Papers.
Light on their windshield. In a vampire mist chasing us. Let's do that.
We're basically all yelling at Tesla at once now what to do on top of each other, saying different things. So, but basically, there's only one road out. So your options are limited. Either stop or go.
I'm like, okay, once we get in town, somebody just yell at me and tell me if we're going to stay here or if I should just need to like leave this country via the nearest roadway.
Fair enough.
So yeah, just keep driving.
Do we make it 3 miles away or?
Sorry?
Yeah, how much gas?
Do we make it like 3 or 5 miles away?
Yeah, you guys can. So the town is about 1.5 miles. So if you want to continue to go past the town, you could head out on the other side of it towards the roadway that leads to, I believe it's Cluj-Napoca.
Now, there was that possible CIA contact who I offered to meet in town, but I think we found out far more than the CIA knows at this point. Now, whether or not he was CIA or not, I personally don't know.
I mean, his foot was just on the windshield.
Was that guy's foot?
He was there.
It was that guy's foot.
How do we know that?
I thought he was an oil executive.
I would recognize those loafers anywhere. That was his foot.
Yeah, that was the guy that was the exact same guy. The oil executive was the guy that Johnny thought was a possible CIA guy.
Oh.
Well, then there's no reason to stop. And Evan, I never knew you were so good with loafer tassels.
Well,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's an art, really, identifying people by just their feet.
Yeah. Well, when you can't, the good thing about penny loafers is since you don't have the head to put the 2 pennies for the boatman, you could put them in the loafers.
This is a good Greek mythology reference.
All right, so Gibraltar?
So if we make it up past the town and keep going, perhaps, well, I'll just say this. Before we actually get to the airport and leave the country, is there anything else we need to investigate here? I don't think we're immediately in danger of our lives at this point, but...
I'm never in danger.
We got to investigate everything. I mean, we didn't even go search that entire sanctuary down there.
Yeah.
I mean,
so,
who knows what's all down there?
so guess what?
Oh,
You know, in a few hours, the
what-
sun's going to come up, right? So it'll be daytime, and
We could just wait a few hours and go investigate.
Yeah, I mean it's like mid afternoon. He said, so we can have some dinner, clean up. I mean, we're all a mess. Not like we're going to get on a flight tonight anyway. Let's check that site out tomorrow in the daytime. See what we find.
Yeah, there'll be police there. We just pretend to be some other agency.
Well, we can go back with our other cover where we were the rock. Oh, we don't have the van anymore. Yeah. Too bad.
What we could do? We could start preparing tonight with all the typical. I mean, I read up on this because I had a suspicion about it being a vampire. So I say we buy a whole bunch of garlic, some crosses,
yeah,
Oh,
right.
maybe
No.
some steak.
Yeah, he's right. No.
I don't disagree that we should prepare to go back, perhaps. But before that happens, could maybe Evan prepare the video,
Yeah.
sanitize of any connection to us, but get it out on every public wire so that the community at large will finally have something they can point to and say, this is real.
And if you want, I'll go ahead and pin the bit with the foot on the windshield. That, yeah, I got it. I make a fucking perfect presentation of this sort of sketchy, scary guy. I get rid of the audio. I replace it with some static so it sounds kind of authentically ruined there because we were talking.
Fumbling to kind of get it off the window.
Yeah, I'll blow your face out. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be your debut. Yeah, I make sure.
Put this out on through the MUFON channels.
I put that out by way of all things internet. Yes, absolutely right. Like it is out there.
It's on TikTok.
Yeah.
That's right. TikTok.
Years before TikTok.
That foot going back and forth on the windshield on TikTok.
Technically years before explosive drones, but we don't.
And not to be disingenuous, but we don't know that it's not an alien. So I think even the alien channels, put it out there. I simply want to make sure that if something happens to us, the world does not lose this video evidence that we have seen.
Title.
And those who are willing to believe, well, they will be convinced. Those who aren't, nothing we can do about that.
Title. Got it. Aliens or vampires?
Aliens or vampires?
Decide.
Nice.
You decide.
Who won?
Yeah.
You decide.
So, with the aliens, what kind of weaknesses do they have? Do we have to go buy some aluminum foil hats, or like should we cover our faces there?
Look,
you are really testing my resolve to stay sober here, guys.
it's not. Yeah. So that's not the point. I get it. All right, vampires. You could have told me months ago. I guess you thought I wouldn't react very well or something to.
We still don't know that it's actually a vampire.
We still don't know that vampire that they're the monsters don't exist. These are, if they are vampires, they're just people with an illness.
I mean, you could be right, Dr. Joel. I mean, if you think about it, all legends might have some kind of basis in truth. So perhaps, what if some kind of blood-sucking people existed back when, and the vampire myth came from that? I don't know.
I'm just trying to resolve.
I think it isn't even true.
I'm trying to put it all together, though, right? So here we are, and so we've gotten called to help Olivia Liu, and now all of a sudden there's vampires involved with this. There's some links
to
that
be
we've
fair,
missed.
we were on this assignment already. We just hadn't encountered any of these creatures.
What the hell do they want with her? I mean, well, she was clearly onto something. Then we need to search her research. We need more from her. Everything that we've discounted, Doctor, we've got to think about that, because she's written all sorts of buggered up shit. There could be clues in there.
Are you able to contact her, Evan?
We talked about that last time.
We upgraded. I spent more on my network, right, to make it so that I could contact her, I think.
You hadn't quite decided yet.
Yes, I would like. I think.
time.
Yeah,
yes,
I was going to allow it.
I would like to do that for sure.
Okay.
And what would
How many more points would you like to put in that guy's contact? So for
I had
each point
originally
that you
spent
put there,
2. I think I originally spent 2 or 3.
you originally spent 1.
A 1. All right.
Yeah, which means that one favor was to hide Olivia Liu, and then you can't contact him again without.
Oh, so it's 1 favor per point.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the expensive part.
Yeah.
So would the second?
So now
could the
those can
second
be
point
refreshed with your XP.
Okay. Could the second point be that the favor is I have a burner phone that we can communicate with? Or is it 1 point per
Yeah, but every
conversation?
time you reach out to them, it would be.
Okay, got it.
Every
So-
time you solicit that person, because you expose them. So basically, to the conspiracy, you expose them, and if you
Okay.
do that too often, then
they
they
die.
become.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do 3. I'll do.
Do that. Maybe, Byron, can you refresh at least my memory? So we know that Olivia Liu, right, was kidnapped. We know the soldier. We know basically that she made mention of something here in Romania, which is why we came to investigate it, right?
She was originally given some documentation or pointed in this direction by the same person who
Right.
sent you your little package.
The MI5 Blade server.
Yeah. So now there was some talk Evan had, at least a random moment, about trying to reach back out to that source
Right.
before you guys went to Romania.
Right.
Perhaps send a encapsulated or encrypted copy of it, although we put it on the web, back to the MI5 Blade server, store it there with the identification number that was used originally to message us, and then maybe they'll pick that up and respond.
Can I spent 4, by the way, Byron.
Okay.
So it gives me 4 on that one, and then that would actually fall without a spend, or do I need to spend for the digital?
No, there's no spend necessary because it's a contact.
No. I mean on Johnny's suggestion of
Oh, is that a spend? I thought that would be a freebie. Sorry.
Yeah, there's no spend. So what would
we lost the order of heads. Hang on, when Tesla comes back, I need to make an adjustment.
Tesla.
I'm going to get everybody Myth Brigade socks to go over their cameras when they have to go to the bathroom.
Hell yeah. I'm sorry. So what was your question about Johnny's? What was Johnny's
Can we repeat the suggestion?
Yes, please.
Yeah, what was that?
My suggestion was, Evan, if you could take an encrypted copy, put it on the MI5 Blade server where we originally got contacted from, and put the identification number or an identification number on it that is some part of the original message we received. So hopefully the person who originally sent it to us messages will find it, pick it up, and see it, mark it with, forgive me, what was the name of the town again?
Cluj-Napoca was
Oh,
the name.
Cluj-Napoca.
That's the closest town to it. You were in Salard.
Okay, Salard, thank you.
Salard was the name of it.
Put it back on the MI5 Blade server, store it there in a way that we think they'll pick it up and find it. In return, they may provide us with more information. This may be a quid pro quo.
Fair. So I'll mark it with the coordinates, but from where we were, right there at the monastery. I will encapsulate it in a virus, a fairly novel, sort of kind of trivial one, not novel, trivial, so that their intrusion detection will pick it up and post it in there.
Okay. So you're posting this to MI5?
Yeah,
or
I put it back on the Blade server. So as soon as it drops, and once they kind of decrypt it, essentially I put something like "What next, Chief?" ? Right, and they embed it in the code. So as they start to look at the string, kind of prompting for more information. So they'll have the video, they'll have the audio, they'll have the foot, which maybe they recognize the loaf. Oh, I put "recognize these loafers?" ? What's next, Chief?
With the blood splatter all over.
Nice. Okay. Awesome.
Some
Yeah.
heads are
So, all right. So you send that out, and how long do you wait for a response?
I put an alert so that it will let me know when it comes. I don't think waiting for one, unless Johnny says otherwise. I think we could go do other things. I just make sure I've got an eye on it.
Okay, got it. I'll let you know when that happens.
Okay.
All right, so we were talking about going back to the monastery in the morning to look at it, to see what was there.
Yeah, I think so.
Right. That's my
The
vote.
bravery is admirable. I think it might be a little foolhardy, but I'm willing to go. I'm impressed that you all are. I think that you're right. The daylight should be the best time, but
Hey, we'll get more answers than just trying to search the internet.
Byron, when we look outside, just in general, we're not far, I don't think. How overcast is the sky now? Is it?
It's not overcast at all where you are now.
Mm-hmm.
Once you guys drove into Solard, it went away.
Okay.
So it seemed very localized over the monastery.
All right, so we should watch as we approach to see if the sun is still shining. If the sun is shining, I absolutely agree with you. If it's not, I guess there's a question. Do we think we should enter if it's overcast?
It was, I believe, Byron, didn't you say it was, it was basically the sun was going down?
It was probably about 5 o'clock in the afternoon when you guys went back to pick up Evan's stuff. But as you got there, like it went dark. Like you couldn't even really see the sun anymore because of the overcast shadow and stuff around and the rainy weather. Once you drove away and got back into Solard, it was already moving towards nighttime. So the sun went down probably about 6:15-ish, 7, somewhere in there.
I mean, I say we just spend the night here and we go in when we have as much daylight as possible.
I agree.
I don't know. Get some sleep. I don't know if Tesla or perhaps Lily, if it's possible to set up some contraption that does a really intense UV light, but considering what we saw and the overcastness, that might be a good option.
Is there a tanning salon in this little village anyway?
No, this is going to be a small enough village in a tanning salon.
All right, so do I have to make a roll to know general vampire legends?
That's what vampireology.
Yeah.
Or if
dog
you
is like
a vampire, either one, it's fine.
I have dose. So is that pretty much enough for me to know like all the general vampire legends off the top of my head?
Yeah, I mean you can always pull them up on research too. You know what I mean? Like different
Yeah.
things for vampire legends, whatever.
So I'm like, as we're like moving around, I'm like, okay, so if somebody tries to get invited into the room, we have to say no.
What?
Step 1, no.
It's like we should probably put a mirror somewhere, just because you wouldn't have a reflection in a mirror, maybe.
I lean over to Johnny and I kind of whisper, "Is this what it's like talking to me sometimes?"
Yes.
Rice. That way we can throw it in the air, and he would be obligated to count every grain of rice that hits the ground.
And we're fighting vampires, not Rain Man. All right.
No. This is real. This is real. Maybe some crucifixes. Yeah, like I mean, the UV lights would be great if we could do that.
Well,
Yep.
in all earnestness, though, Evan and Tesla, I think you're right. I think that this is a prime time for us to experiment to see what works. If we can test multiple legends, I'll call them that, and if one of them applies, one of them doesn't, we'll have actually found a valuable piece of information that we can pass on.
Give me 1 second, guys. I just step away. I'm listening. You guys can keep talking, but I'm just going to put myself on mute for a second.
One of the legends is you have to cut off their head and stuff it with garlic. So, but you would imagine that cutting off something's head probably works well enough.
Written by the old world vampirologist Julia Childs, right? Just cut it off and stuff it full of garlic.
So, I think you might be right. I think that trying garlic, trying UV light, I would not advise trying to cut off anyone's head right away, unless, of course, it's clearly they're aggressive.
I mean, unless you're Lily. If it's Lily, then she might as well just try to cut off its head right away.
Decapitation tends to work best.
Lily, how are you at decapitation in a single shot?
I don't know. Okay.
Is this a skill
Decent?
you practice?
I mean, yeah.
Well, it may come to testing out that theory. I won't put it out of the question. But is it possible so resources, we need garlic. I know it sounds strange, but it's true. We should find, if we can, some source of UV radiation. Lily, if you know how to remove
it's not mine.
head, that may be something.
The one thing I want to point out, gentlemen, and Doctor, is that so we've got footage of these things on camera. Supposedly, vampires don't show up on cameras or in mirrors or anything like that, right?
Well,
Not cameras.
you're addressing me, the doctor, who thinks that the vampires are a medical issue and not lore, mysterious creatures.
Right. That's my
not
point.
Magical. Only magical creatures don't appear on camera.
This is my what she said. So everything that you just said, Tesla, throw about half of it away. God, I know what I sound like now. I sound like you. Is this an episode of a sitcom where you trade bodies? Yes, all the things that you said that were fantastic are probably bullshit. I think the beheading, the fire, and what else was there? Acid. I don't know. Cutting off heads. Yeah, not the garlic part. I don't know.
I mean, it couldn't hurt to try it if anything that might repel it could be helpful.
So we go to the market.
I doubt about the rice thing, but I mean, fire and UV light, maybe the garlic.
Moving over running water. Is there we check the maps? Is there a stream or a river near this site, Byron?
Let's just go to the site and
no, there's not.
More later.
There's probably a stream, but what you're talking about is like holy ground or like moving over running water.
Okay.
The lore actually says that they can move over water only at low tide.
No, we're buried under. We were just on holy ground. So some of these things are certainly not going to work. To Johnny's point, I guess we should try. But I mean, if we can eliminate certain ones based on just what we know already,
Mm-hmm.
It might all be trash.
You want me to go grocery shopping for garlic and rice in the morning then?
I'm not telling you guys to throw away all of your weapons and pull out your crucifixes. I'm thinking we just need to supplement our current armory with a couple speculative things just to test, like Johnny said. And if it is something medical, Dr. Mitchell, is it possible that somebody could make a cure for it?
Well, sure. I mean, that's the purpose of my sponsorship from the WHO is to acquire samples of blood and other body fluids for analysis and to acquire a specimen, a patient, at least one for examination, so that these tests can be conducted and it can be ascertained what the problem is, and then from there a cure can be investigated.
And you do have blood samples from the one guy that you guys got, the SAS guy, the mercenary dude.
Right.
I would also have a blood sample from the sorceress because I cut her with my weapon.
Ooh.
So we have a slide. Do I have slides or something like that? I would have things like that.
Yeah, take some scrapings.
You might not have enough to really make a good determination from just a sword cut.
I only need a smear.
Just a
Couple
DNA
drops.
smear, yeah.
What kind of accommodations are in town, Byron?
Well, if you guys go all the way to Cluj-Napoca, or you guys stay in or driving back to Solard.
We gonna hightail it farther away.
I think we went to Solard. I think that's what we were resolved. I think we were almost on a plane, so I think we made at least as far as the airport. But that's my guess.
Well, the airport is in Cluj-Napoca.
Okay, is that farther than Solard?
It is. Solard is like a small local village.
Well, Byron, where did you have us get? How far did we get?
You guys were on the other side of Solard, but you hadn't you pulled over and were determining what you were doing.
Okay, all right.
You hadn't actually made a determination.
So
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm good with saying we stay in Solard for tonight.
Well,
But
I thought we might just sleep in the van and take shifts. Did you actually want to like go to a hotel and like?
Well, this isn't like a really like comfy van. This is like a work truck van. It's packed full of shit.
It might be
and stuff like
recognized
that.
if we could,
Goblin Riot is deceased.
Yeah,
if we
Goblin
could,
Riot
I'm
is.
not sleeping in the van.
if we could
Yeah.
park the van nearby enough to get under surveillance, and then we stay in the hotel, right? We'd be able to see if someone comes. That'll be the first thing they notice. Park it down that way at the
we
other
might
hotel.
have to have a couple doors between us and it anyway.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna stick out in Salard like that.
It's Solar. The best you got is like some bed and breakfasts and stuff like that. They're very like old
That's
school.
good enough.
Well, bed and breakfast probably isn't going to have like surveillance and stuff like that if you want something on camera.
Yeah, I figure if we can just get to a bed and breakfast and have a couple doors between us and it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think as long as the gloom is Salard is outside that radius of gloom that seems to have sprouted out from where the creature emerged, probably Salard's all right.
We have to stop. Is there a store here? Like a general store? Probably not like a corner store.
Like a Dollar
there's-
General.
There's no Dollar General. That's it. No, this is definitely more an old school like town. So like there's a store that sells stuff. Yes.
And they're probably
But-
open proper banker's hours, right? At best.
Yeah.
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 They have a crucifix bin next to the garlic bin.
Yeah. They're actually closed. So most of the food and stuff like that would be sold more at like a roadside market.
There's clearly, though, probably a Catholic church around here somewhere with like a fountain with, the holy water and all that, right? Probably.
There's a small church. Yeah. The monastery would have been like the large church in this area. So a small church
Yeah.
has been built, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times people that visit the monastery were, Orthodox
Yeah.
Christians and stuff like
Excellent
that. So,
idea.
That was an active church. The monastery was active, or was it a
No.
ruin? It was a ruin.
It was
Right.
right.
Okay. Yeah. So I think maybe we visit and maybe we split up and I can get some things from there. Probably. There's probably like a holy relics on the altar there. Something.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, you say we could stop at at a market and maybe get some garlic just for the hell of it.
The next day, yeah.
Oh, the next day.
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll resolve to sleep that night at a bed and breakfast in Salard. And then
Okay.
first thing in the morning, we'll begin doing we're looking for like crucifix, garlic, holy water, and possibly some form of UV radiation if Tesla can somehow put that together.
I might be able to come up with something like that. All right. So, bed and breakfast, yeah.
Bed and breakfast,
Right.
yeah. Denny's.
Just a bunch of random travelers covered in blood.
Yeah. Do we meet up for that awkward sort of cocktail hour with all the people that are actually there to relax?
Like this is like they actually have a common room at this one.
Exactly.
Yeah, they actually have a common room where you could say there's like these two teenage European couple from Poland that are backpacking.
We're basically in Hostel 5.
Yeah, they're like Hostel 5. It's a,
I'm gonna be like, you really don't want to go up to the monastery. If you were gonna hike up there, it's
Definitely not worth it.
all right. So let's see here, Johnny. You're able to find some stuff. You got human terrain, so you can use that to kind of find your way around.
All right, do you want to make a roll?
Neighborhood. Nope, don't have to. It's investigative.
Okay.
So no roll required. You just get it.
Excellent.
So that would be the way you'd want to go about it. So basically you put yourself in a situation like the situation you're already in. Then you would identify that you were going to use like, can I do something with human terrain to find out the lay of the land and how the town operates and stuff like that. And then you would just automatically get it. So it wouldn't normally be like now where I just told you to use it. You would tell me you're using it.
I rely on your telepathy of my mind.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
That's awesome. But I heard you loud and clear. Yeah.
No aliens. No aliens.
No aliens. No aliens. Well,
All right.
So yeah, so you are able to get a little place together, just like this really old mansion house that's kind of on the far outskirts of Solart. So it's on the other side of town than like even towards the monastery, which you like because it's further away than where you would be if you'd stayed at one of the other ones. Like I said, the only couple there is the backpackers. Little old lady. She was very intrigued at how different you all are. She's like, oh yes, you're very nice. Thank you for coming. And she's this old, kind of Romanian woman, and she's got quite a bit of facial hair. And big, she's got a very old outfit on, like one that you would think you would see in like historical pictures.
Oh fuck! Really?
Of tension.
Did we just stop at the Motel 666 and they're all vampires?
No.
I'm now convinced that every one of these people is a vampire. I'm so skeptic. I'm not nice. I don't flirt. Nothing. I'm terrified. Fuck this. No.
And she has like a little weird, like half crescent moon type tattoo kind of up near her eye. And
I did get a selfie with her.
What'd you say?
Kind of lean in.
Shouldn't be like overly tourist.
Hey, come here, get in here.
She does not like your camera.
What?
At all. She does not. She doesn't. She's like, what is that?
Oh, it's an Android. It's more secure.
Oh, that's why it's a piece of shit.
She's
5, truly so.
What can I do?
Are there any mirrors in this bread and breakfast, like in the common area, like on the wall?
No, there are not.
I don't mean to be sexist, Dr. Mitchell, but do you happen to have a small mirror that...
For your makeup.
Oh.
My what?
Thank you for clarifying, Tesla.
You don't wear.
Yes.
For your makeup. Evan might have one from cutting his street scarlet.
Evan, you have your...
In my exam kit,
I actually do have one.
So do you?
Well, real Lily, yeah.
For my disguise kit, I wear makeup and stuff.
That's a valid point.
I would have one of those little, those little like dental type mirrors that
Well, Evan's distracted here. I'm gonna try to see her in the mirror.
Okay.
Lily breaks out this caboodle that has little puppies on it.
It's the most human you've ever seen her. It has little like poodles and it's all cute and like.
Does it have like Hello Kitty on the?
Yeah. Oh, it's down to have like Hello Kitty. It's gotta be a Hello Kitty one. Absolutely.
So how adverse is she to the camera? So as I'm holding it up, she just like pushes me away. Is she very?
She doesn't like technology, so she's very much doesn't like when you start pulling your phone out. She's not real keen on that.
Is her English surprisingly good?
She definitely has a very, very thick accent, but yeah, she can speak English.
Well, I'm just like. I have an idea to distract her.
When you pull out the phone, she speaks a lot in Romanian.
Oh, okay.
What's she saying?
What'd you say?
She's like, oh no, don't like, put away. You cause bad things to come.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand this, but I put it away and all right. It's just.
I hear there's all kinds of interesting stories around here. Could you tell us a story? Something about the monastery, so like a local legend, perhaps.
Okay.
So we don't speak of the church.
It's not holy ground anymore. What happened?
Those that have passed. Know the truth. It is best that they keep that with them.
And this right here.
He says, "Oh, this is a family a symbol."
Oh, great. She's in a gang.
I'm not buying that shit. It sounds like.
She says,
I'm
"My
not
family,
a part of a cult.
my descendants, and my have lived in these mountain area in Salad for over 300 years."
I lean into Tesla and I just sort of, all right, if vampires are real, werewolves are probably real too. Bet. And I just push past him and go over to wherever the free wine is. And I'm overstimulated and having a panic attack by myself.
And I'm just like, oh yeah. It's we've had a lot of travels here, and we came here to see the monastery, but all those people are up there digging there, and I'm really surprised. You seem to care so much about your culture. Why would you let a bunch of people come in there and start digging away at it?
He says, I am old woman. I cannot stop them. Karma, those irresponsible for overseeing the monastery will pay a price in blood. He says, like those who tried to discover its secrets many years ago, back when I was still a small child.
What happened to those people? You said they paid in blood.
Yes, not well. I have one thing from there. That's all that survived. And she says, I have kept it for many years. She says, and she goes up on the mantelpiece, and there's this ornate like wooden box. It's probably about maybe 6 inches by 6 inches, and she pulls it down, and she opens it very, very slowly, and she pulls out this this cloth that's wrapped around something, and she lays it on the table, and she's very careful not to touch whatever it is that's in it.
I'm real apprehensive about this.
She opens it up and unfolds this like really wrinkly cloth. It looks like a scrap of something. There's some blood on it even. You definitely would recognize it as like dried blood. And in it is a silver ring that has a skull and like not a skull and crossbones, but a scroll with bones on it.
I'm typing in the chat all the test cases that we're going to do.
Let's see. So, with who is that?
My katana is made of silver.
Yep.
By the way.
So yeah, Red Lily with there's more to see with a 1-point military science spend. Or somebody can make a history spend, 1 point.
I'll do my military science.
You recognize the symbol. You've seen it once before. Your great grandfather, who was a general in the Japanese army. You saw a picture of him with a gentleman that wore a gray uniform that had this symbol on his hat, and it is the death's head of the Totenkopf of the SS.
That's their occult division.
Yes, it is.
Oh, the fuck.
Oh, great.
And the man in the picture was none other than Heinrich Himmler.
Mm.
Okay. That's not good. I'm like, so they were the ones. I can't. I'm like, so these men, they came from another country and messed around with the monastery, and this is all that remained of them when everything was done.
Many years ago, these men controlled this country.
Mm-hmm.
Before we split, before when Austria and Hungary was one country. Many years ago, a small town in Austria-Hungary called Vasiec.
Vasiec?
Yes, Vasiec. My great-grandfather was from there. And I was a young girl when we were pushed by these men to this area. My grandfather was a worker at the monastery to try to find something dark.
You know what? I'm gonna do a bit of a gambit, and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna look at Johnny. I'm like, you think we should just be honest about it? I say in a language that I think you speak Russian. Everyone speaks Russian, right?
Yep.
I say in Russian to Johnny. I'm like, maybe we should just tell her what we found there. She seems like she knows something. She might be able to give us some knowledge about how to fight the creature.
Does it? I look at when he says that. I look at her. Does it? Any look of recognition on her face? What he's saying?
No, she doesn't appear to be
I'm
understanding.
gonna look at the couple. Any sign of recognition on their part?
Oh yeah, because they're from nearby.
Well, they're Polish.
Yeah.
No, probably not. But
Byron, does Lily get any recognition? Does there any look of recognition on the
No, of the Russian? Of the Russian, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
of the two kids,
Yeah.
whatever their nationality is?
Oh, of the two kids. I'm gonna say they seem to be intrigued. You're not really sure if you get a good read. We'll call it spycraft if somebody wants to make a tradecraft, 1 point tradecraft spend.
I will, if you guys want me to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. With the 1 point spend, you were able to determine you do not think that they understand. Like perhaps maybe they've heard the language before, or it's close enough to their part of Poland that maybe they're from. So because the northeastern part of Poland near Warsaw has a heavy Russian influence.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so what do you think? I say yes.
I'll respond in do I think Tesla speaks a lot of languages? Do I know that Tesla?
You would know I speak a number of other languages. Like I do speak German, Russian, obviously English. I speak Spanish, but I think that's actually just about it for me in languages.
All right, I will try and reply back in Spanish since I think Spanish is less likely spoken in the area. I say the question is always one of who to trust. And I say that what we need to do here is make sure that we position ourselves as defenders of the church, ones who, like this kind old lady, wish to leave it undisturbed and keep trouble from happening. So if we are against the oil, then that is perhaps the best thing we can say, that we are against the outsiders and we wish things left alone here.
I'm like, oh wait, she we did determine that she does she does have a picture in the mirror, right?
In the mirror?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I used my little hand mirror. I never got a reply back either.
Oh,
To see if she showed him my little hand mirror.
Okay, so are you doing it so that she cannot see the mirror, or are you trying to do it? Okay, so you're trying to like be slick.
Yeah.
About it.
We were actually doing it while I was talking to her.
Got it. Okay, so distracting her and then doing it. She does have a reflection in the mirror. Yes.
That's a plus.
Good.
The only thing that I'd like to point out, Johnny, as I'm sitting there thinking about it, right, is she's got this tattoo, and she doesn't want to talk about what it's all about. What if she's waiting for, like, whatever the hell that thing was in the monastery to wake up, right? What if she's been waiting? It's like the Messiah come live, and suddenly she and the rest of her moon tattoo cronies are going to be after us. I read a lot of Lovecraft.
Yeah, well, it's possible, but it seems like, Evan, she's probably inherited cultural beliefs that wisely said to leave that church the fuck alone. And the oil company hasn't done that. And and tell me if I'm wrong here, Byron, but I detected from her the way she spoke that she was unhappy about the fact that it's been disturbed, that these are people who do not respect the local ways and the wisdom to leave these things the hell alone.
Yeah, the context of the Totenkopf ring was that those were the last men to disturb that site.
Yeah.
So I think that we should tell her that we saw that they unearthed something.
Roll with it. If you think you can get something from it, go for it.
Yeah.
Worst comes to worst, I'll kill everyone in here.
So she looks really confused because you guys are talking all these different languages, and she's kind of trying to follow what is going on, but
I'm going to just be like, I'm just going to be like, point it. I'm going to say, all right, kids, it's time for you to go to bed. And I just kind of glare at the two backpackers and like, you should probably go up to your room.
The one like short blonde haired girl just kind of gives you a really shitty look.
You're rude.
I'm just like, no, I'm serious. Like, it's like the adults need to talk. So you need to shoo away upstairs.
I'm just gonna ask. I'm gonna go be awkward, I'm gonna do everything that the doctor has told me I should stop doing, right? Because it never fails to drive people away from me. So I start being super creepy and awkward and make them feel uncomfortable until they leave.
I'd say that's successful. I can't argue with that.
I just realized the beauty that's before me. I'm sorry, Tesla. Were you gonna go talk to someone?
No, they're gone.
And yeah.
Yeah, you go over and start talking to them. In a very short period of time, they decide to go.
I lean over. I kind of look over my shoulder and wink at the doctor, like,
Evan has weaponized.
I like it. Weaponized social
anxiety.
That is nice.
And it's only moments though before I internalize that and suddenly feel sad.
You're an SAW, a social anxiety warrior.
Yes, you're damn right.
I'm gonna be like, sorry about that, ma'am. It's like this next part I didn't want them to have to hear about. It's like, what if I told you that the oil company succeeded in finding something up there? Something real bad. A coffin with some kind of person inside that seems to feast on human blood.
Heart attack time.
She looks... She's like, no, these things must stay unspoken. They must be protected.
Right.
Yes, protected.
Yes, protected.
Like protected so they don't wake up, or protected so that they don't, rip out the throats of the villagers? I'm just curious. Sorry, Doctor.
Things must stay protected. Many years ago, my people helped to keep these protected long after those who used this monastery had passed.
Oh, so you make sure that they're sleeping safely, don't you? I smile warmly and I bring the lessons back, the charm lessons, like the... So you take care of them to make sure they're not disturbed, don't you? Not for safety, but because they deserve to sleep?
Yes.
Shit. Excuse me.
She says, a very long time ago, there was an order that took care of these lands. Long before, after the Crusades, she says, Fiul Dracula.
B.O. Dracula, you say?
Yes, how you say in sons of the dragon.
So sons of the dragon. And they kept the people from interfering with the monastery. What happened to them? Did the people from 60 years ago kill them?
I'm afraid the knowledge is lost to me. I only know what small has been handed down to me.
Do you have a town historian? Is someone, I tried my best to translate it, somebody who is a keeper of the town's history, that's their role, or written or oral traditions?
She says, only spoken is the only way these knowledges are passed. Long after the war and the Nazis was gone from these lands, they came and a dark man come and take all records.
A dark man?
A group like you
Searched
searched for these men and could not find.
Let me ask you a question. What is the consequence if if the monastery is disturbed? What are you taught? Are you in danger if they wake up? Are you keeping them asleep and protecting them so they can sleep until they wake up?
I have no control over what happens. I am protected. My family is bound.
Protected because you serve them.
Protected how?
Because she served them.
My ancestors served them. There was a woman. She was related to my family somehow. She went to monastery.
Did who got a good view of the sorceress? Did she have a tattoo on her face?
Nobody really got a good view of her.
No, yeah, it was great. The
have a
footage was
picture of
grainy.
her.
You do, but that doesn't quite count.
Okay. I'm like, you didn't answer my question. Do you have a town historian, somebody who knows more than you do?
Those people are all gone. No records are allowed to be kept.
Hey, Byron, I don't know if this is appropriate, so I'll just ask. Like, I have points of reassurance. Do I feel like if I reassure her, she might be more willing just to open up and tell us everything?
She seems to be relatively open. You get the idea that she's being truthful. That like only a verbal record is kept now. That like something or someone forbade them from keeping a written documentation.
Madam, how many other people do you know in town who bear this mark? Who else has this tattoo?
Only me and one other woman who went to monastery.
Oh, when?
She said, first of my descendants I have seen in some time.
Did she look younger? Long dark hair? Kind of pretty.
Yes, perhaps great niece.
But she had the tattoo. That's odd, huh? Like, yeah, probably those tattoos were handed out a long time ago. I don't imagine they're giving them to the younger folk, right?
Yes, not done like this one. This done by hand, old ways. Hers new. She goes.
I see. Hey, can I have a word? Can I just This is, first of all, I'm going to be at a tattoo artist getting one of those in any minute. But this is to mark the ones that they don't. I don't say this in front of her, Byron. I just kind of.
Yeah, I get it.
It's because they're servants. They protect the whatever nonsense this is, and so when they come back and they're chomping on the necks or whatever, they don't bother them. And so this it's fucked up, is what this is.
Well, I'll ask her. May I ask you, ma'am, is the servants of the church and of this place who are protected, are they the same as the sons of the dragon, or is that a separate line?
No, the Ruvari Zagani worked for Sons of Dragon.
Ruvari Zagani? And is that what your family is a legacy of, the Ruvari Zagani?
Yes, those descendants of ancient Romania.
And the Ruvari Zagani worked for the Sons of the Dragon.
Yes.
And the Sons of the Dragon kept the sleeping darkness safe from meddlers?
They protected all of Salad from these people.
And do you know, did the Sons of the Dragon originally encase the darkness in the church? Or was that someone else who did that?
That was many times ago.
Oh.
She goes,
what? Sorry.
Those things I do not know.
When the Totenkopf came 60 years ago and took the records, do you know from whence they took those records?
No, Toten, those men from Ring now take records. A man come later. Well, actually, a small group of peoples came and take records, and then from there, man come to make sure all records gone.
I say to the group in Spanish, it seems as if some research into Nazi occult archives might be in order, cross-referenced with the Sons of the Dragon.
Yeah, I've been recording this entire time, so I have audio and probably a view of my pants because I'm hiding the camera, but I've got pretty much everything that's been said.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No.
Evan, you hear like a little vibrate on your phone.
I glanced down.
Uh-oh.
Return message.
Oh, God, Romanian food. I'll be right back. All right. I excuse myself to the public water closet, and I look at it. What does it say?
It says, trouble. Have much information. It's kind of cryptic, but what you can make out of it is with a very easy cryptography.
Like sitting on the toilet with my laptop in my lap, just kind of.
Basically, it's kind of choppy. Like hastily typed, not spell checked, bad grammar. Basically, not much time. Have opened wrong doors.
Yeah.
I am now in danger. Have information you can make better use of. Meet me, London.
Right. Okay. So I flush a toilet and be all nonchalant, wash my hands as we do. And I go grab Johnny and Johnny, you want to...
Did Cosmo not agree with you, Evan?
I just need some air. You want to have a smoke with me? I wanted to talk to you for a moment. Let's let Tesla continue his conversation then.
All right, we'll go.
I just download. You kind of give Johnny the rundown. Flip open my laptop and let him kind of look at it, just in case I'm missing something in the message. But seems like we might have caused this gentleman or woman a bit of problem here. And
is this Olivia or is this the Blade server?
This is the Blade server drop, right?
Yeah. This looks to be a response from the original message.
So they sent it to me with an attachment. I broke it down just like I sent it. It was completely the same algorithm. We're using my private key, and here it is.
Perhaps we should split up. Two of us go to London. The other ones investigate the site, unless
you think the group would like to go all and leave. The thing about it is that this darkness may not be at the site after tomorrow, but this contact in London may not be available after tomorrow.
Agreed.
Given the urgency.
I've got plenty of contacts in London, Johnny. I'm happy to run that for you, as long as I can bring Lily with me.
Very well.
Hey, suddenly just like, everything's going to be fine.
As long as I could bring the living weapon with
All
me,
of England,
it'll be
maybe.
all right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, right. So I just go back inside with Johnny, and
Yeah. So as you are Tesla, as you are still discussing stuff with this lady, you start to hear like this sound. Sounds almost like a thump, and like it's real muffled, and it seems to get closer.
Upstairs?
And then no, not upstairs. At first you thought it was in the house, and then after a few moments, you recognize the sound.
oh shit.
It's the sound of multiple helicopters.
I'm like, they have choppers coming in. You guys hear it?
Yeah, and we're outside, so we would hear it loud.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Tesla actually heard it first because he recognizes the sound of
Yeah,
the
that
helicopter.
lower end thump 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 thump
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's so skilled at like driving fucking anything.
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean?
What would they
Yeah.
be doing out here?
I look. Where are they going? Can I see them?
And then like it takes a few minutes before you see them, and then they come up over a rise.
Oh.
And even in the darkness, you can see the lights flashing on them, and you see what looks to be like a Sikorsky like transportation helicopter, and another like just blacked out helicopter.
Like two blades, like a big
No,
ass.
not a
smaller one.
Chinook.
Okay,
Not
yeah,
a
yeah.
Chinook,
Okay.
but definitely a Sikorsky like transportation chopper, and they both fly off on towards the other side of Solarn, up towards the monastery.
Toward their fuck. So Tesla, they're headed, and Johnny would be kind of right there with me. Obviously we're pointing that out, but they're headed toward the monastery.
They're heading to remove our guy. Is what they're heading to do.
I've got a lead on London. Johnny suggested that we split up.
What's your lead?
Well, we're on an encrypted channel, right? It's a encrypted message. The response basically is that there's much more information that they like to disseminate, our contact, but and they're willing to meet. They're in fear for their lives, and probably because of, Boomhilda.
Probably because of Boomhilda.
Well, the way I see it is, I would like to check out that monastery. Do you want to try to meet with the contact and go from there?
I'm gonna roll it.
And some of us can investigate the monastery, or are you thinking that we all need to get GTFO and go ahead over to London?
No, I think it makes sense. I think investigating the monastery and getting as much footage. I'll let you borrow a camera, and I'm rolling a d6 to see if I think it makes sense for. I don't want to go with you. I gotta go. I fucked this up enough by leaving my stuff on site. We could have all died. I'm gonna get on a plane to London as soon as possible.
I understand that your contact must be credible, or else you wouldn't care, or else you wouldn't want him to leave.
It's the person that gave us the information. It's the origin of the lead, best I can tell. So yeah.
So we need to figure out. I guess it would be up to Johnny whenever he gets back about whether he how he wants to try to split us up. Then
there he is. Quick update, Johnny.
Right.
Helicopters. Oh fuck. There we are.
It's like I believe that they're trying to remove that creature.
So there were helicopters. So Tesla called out the sign as we were talking. He heard the kind of distant thump, 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 thump. And we looked. We saw the helicopters. They're heading toward the monastery. One of them is like a Sikorsky, like a transport helicopter. One with the pinchers, that kind. Transport, Byron? It's got the little pinchers that picks up like a tank and flies it along, or no?
Lily, do you
more like a transport helicopter, like that you could load stuff into.
Okay,
Do you
like
have
internal. Got it.
So like a Ram
sniper rifle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't hear you, Dan.
Lily, do you have night vision on your sniper rifle?
Yes.
Tesla, get the van. Lily, we're gonna take out those copters before they arrive.
They're already gone. They literally flew over like they were. Yeah,
It's like
no.
you want to try to.
You didn't get enough notice to try to shoot a helicopter out of there.
You want us to try to engage them while they're trying to remove the creature?
Yes, let's go now.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna jump into the.
This is a terrible idea.
Johnny,
Let's go.
there was that conversation we had about Lily coming with me to London. I thought you meant
Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Oh, right.
Right.
Wait, can I get a question? Do we still have the truck we stole? Is that still what we're driving?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
across the street or yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Or around by the old hotel, I think is where we left it. I think so.
Right. Everybody who owned it is dead, so probably not too recognizable.
So I mean, it's definitely
It's still
ours now.
registered with somebody.
Yeah, somebody whose foot is on like the windshield right now.
And but I
Just
mean,
saying.
doesn't it have like company insignia or something like that on it?
I don't think we're gonna keep it for long. Doctor, if you're worried about that.
I know. I think I understand what she wants us to use the vehicle to get close.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, no, I'm okay. Excellent idea, Doctor. Lily,
However,
how's it?
once we get close, I'm not sure what kind of equipment that helicopter's going to have on it. Those helicopters are going to have on it. We might not be able to do much, but
They may be there to move the sarcophagus. This thing might be dependent upon its resting place. If we can disable them and keep them from moving it, or perhaps the creature, then that gives us more time.
well, Roger that. All right, to the Scooby.
Well, for this plan, I'm gonna have to move on to adult beverages because this is just gonna be too good.
All right, so
What could go wrong?
Yeah, gonna,
I'm going to fucking gun it, and it's going to be so reckless, like stupid.
so it is probably from where you are, probably about a 30 to 35 minute drive.
Oh fuck!
We went all the way across town, so
They're all the way on the far side of Salard, which is already a few miles away.
It's okay. We've already committed to it. Like it just means that we can search the monastery tonight.
Probably
I guess.
closer to 20. Yeah, because what could go wrong? By yourself, with less of the entire party.
It's a pre-planned
For
born.
this one.
Like, I know how splitting the group in Cthulhu works, so I can only imagine how splitting a group in.
Well, we haven't split them yet.
Oh, you haven't split yet?
No.
Yeah.
I thought Evan was pretty adamant that he was not going to the monastery.
That's true.
let's wait for Evan to return to figure that out.
We need to find out if he's going
Well,
to.
As you start talking about packing up to go to the monastery, and you can't find Evan. he's gone.
Am I going to London or the monastery?
And just too, my thought was, as soon as we heard the helicopters, we're going to move very quickly. We're not really packing up our rooms and stuff.
We haven't even gotten to our rooms. We just walked in the door and started talking.
And while you were
we
away,
didn't unpack the van.
Evan checked in, like, aren't I going to London with Lily? And I'm like, that's tomorrow. Tonight.
I heard you.
Okay.
I was listening, even though I wasn't present.
So, Evan, are you coming with us to the monastery, or are you like I'm gonna pack up and get ready to head to London?
I don't want to leave you to your deaths, if I'm being honest. But this may be incredibly important. And after all, this individual is why we're in the midst of this to begin with.
Well, we can't drive up to the monastery without Lily with us because, what danger are you actually going to face if you need Red Lily in London with you?
What danger would...
A complete unknown.
All of it? All of the going...
Complete
Yeah,
unknown.
Man, we're balls deep in the complete unknown right now.
all right. I'm coming with you, because if you all die here, what the fuck's the point after all, isn't it?
All right, super reckless driving up to the monastery.
Oh, there's no going to London if we're dead, so.
Okay.
Oh.
Alrighty. All right, so,
He's like, I'm gonna kill you. You're all fucking dead.
Y'all asked for this.
Roll
When
up
you
some new
dead, don't come
characters.
crying.
Well, we could be totally wrong. It could be that the helicopters aren't going to the church at all, and we'll get there, we'll
Yeah.
be quiet, and we'll just go home.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay.
So Tesla's just like ripping up the streets. You guys don't even unpack your bags. Throw them back in the truck. The old woman's like, "Oh no, you stay, don't go." And of course you ignore. And
Thank you for the tamale.
The
It was
only
lovely.
sound advice we're getting. Yes, we're ignoring it.
yeah. As you're driving away, you see her lighting some candles and some incense.
Does it smell like garlic?
No, you're not close. You don't stay long enough for it to actually wax.
We go back to see this one. No, I'm kidding.
The oil is not hot enough in the pan for it to be aromatic yet. But it's going to get that way.
Everybody knows it. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, you start slamming through the streets of Soulard. Like, some of these streets really aren't even built for cars. They're that old. Like, this town is really that old. And you're just ripping through the streets recklessly. You know, you probably like strike the side of a car and a cart that's like, you know, still in the middle of the road, and you run over this bicycle. And
some cats.
Yeah, some cats.
I feel like
A black cat runs in front of it. You just mow him over.
I rather feel like we're in a State Farm commercial right now.
Yeah, yeah. Only you are not in good hands. You definitely don't have Allstate. Yeah. So, Evan is probably bitching about your driving the entire way there, which of course makes you better at it due to your bond. You guys tear up the road. You can see like through the tree line, as the trees are not completely full of leaves and so forth. You can see flashing lights and stuff going on at the monastery, like the little like lights that are on the wings and stuff of the helicopters and stuff like that.
I'm like, yell over the noise at Johnny, and I'm like, so what's the plan, intrepid leader?
Lily, you got this. I'm expecting Lily to have her sniper rifle like poised at the window, and as soon as Tesla, you come to a stop and she can get a still shot, take out the pilots.
So as you go through the gate and you start to climb up the hill, you can see large lights they're still putting them up, and they're about to flick them on. They're like those construction lights.
Perhaps we should just talk to these people instead of gunning them down.
Shining light in them.
Wait. Lily's saying we should talk to these people? Who are you?
Sensible.
Lily. What?
Should a couple of us get out and go on foot? We're driving with the headlights on like a bat out of hell. Also, I think I'm going to puke.
Oh, don't worry. I'll turn the headlights off. I turned the headlights off.
That makes it so much better. And that's why you hit that car that those people
if they're
had
setting
the
up
family
lights
for
and stuff,
400
they're not here to
generations.
just get these people and get out. They're here for some other reason.
Yeah.
Did they actually land? I thought they just had lights on.
So they have landed.
Way ahead of us.
They have landed here.
Mhm.
Yeah, they were a few minutes ahead of you. Probably about, like I said, about 20 to 25 minutes ahead of you. So you get there, or you start to come up to where now you can actually begin to see what's going on fully up at the site. You see probably about, with overall, like, just guess, you see at least 6 or 8 guys wearing like tack suits, and they're armed for sure.
It's only 8. I could do that.
Yeah. And you see there is a guy in like a gray suit, kind of a white-haired gentleman, seems to be giving some of the guys he's talking to them, telling them to do something. And he points over towards the door of the monastery, and you see the sorceress standing at the edge of the doorway of the monastery, and she's like waving the TAC team.
So I am telephoto lensing the hell out of this, right? I want to get an ID.
You know what? I'm gonna stop the vehicle short, and I'm like, we don't want to drive into that shit show again, right?
No, we don't.
No, we don't. I think the photographs are a good idea. I think perhaps Lily should instead aim at the axis of the rotors on both helicopters just to basically ground them, and then let's see how well they do. I think at that point we should get the hell out of here once we've grounded them.
Wait, so we want to, where are we going to go after we run away?
London.
I am feeling that we're not going to be able to prevent what's about to happen. That basically at some point they're going to get whatever that darkness is out of there. And
So Lily has a sniper rifle. Probably not, like Tesla could tell you in a matter of moments. So could Johnny, for that matter. That probably not a weapon large enough to do enough damage to the helicopters. It's not like a Barrett Light 50.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think we have a Barrett 50 cal with us. I'm like,
Not with us.
I do
get
have
one.
explosives that I planted on the road that
Didn't come out until after or closer.
I'd have to get close with those. We're out of rounds.
how about
It would
this?
take you a considerable amount of time at this point to get your explosives
If
back.
we can't disable them, then what we want to do is track them.
Remember?
Tesla, do you have some sort of device that we can plant on the helicopters or maybe on the men that we can use to track their location via satellite after they leave here so we can figure out where they're going?
You know what? I could probably with my could I make something like that with my hardware skill?
You probably have GPS tracker.
Yeah.
I'll go put them on the helicopter.
I'm like, that's a great idea. Like, just go put it on the helicopter. That way we can at least see where the hell they're going. Instead of having to fight them. Are you like real sneaky?
Yes.
Really? Okay. Good. So yeah, here you go. So we give you some bugs.
Okay. So you guys still parked on the upward part of the hill. Assumed you probably were driving without your lights on, using the lights from the helicopters and the construction lights to
Yeah.
kind of see your way. There is a little bit of moonlight. You can see that the moon is kind of a crescent shape.
Tesla probably knows to park the van
what?
in the shade of one of the shacks or something from the moonlight.
Yeah, I just try my best to conceal it.
Yeah.
I point out
You
that
pretty
Evan-
much don't go all the way up the hill. That's part of the way that you conceal it.
I
There's a
point
co-
out to Evan that the shape of the moon looks very similar to that tattoo on that lady's face.
Yeah. I saw that, and I was just I'm making note of what exact phase of the moon it is and all that stuff based on Google, and then I would cross-reference that to other dates that things have occurred later. But first,
We can figure out the occult significance.
yeah,
There is.
yeah,
later.
I want to verify uplink on his tracking devices and make sure that's all good as he's kind of handing them out and getting that all sorted too, just to make sure we've
Okay.
got a good.
Yeah, you
signal.
turn them on just to make sure they work before you bother.
Yep.
Yep, got it. You could definitely connect them. So they're live as she takes them up there.
Okay. Well, it's just helpful because if some shit goes down, at least you know where she is exactly.
So I guess we're gonna call that. I guess that's gonna be
Infiltration?
infiltration.
Surveillance. Oh,
Absolutely.
nice. Go, Lily.
Infiltration.
I'm going to spend 2 points.
Okay. Give me a roll.
I got an 8.
Nice. So yeah, you're able to in your bright red,
I'm
Yep.
completely black.
completely black. Okay, yeah.
Wow.
When did you switch into your completely black jumpsuit?
At dinner, what are you talking about? Lily's
Dinner. That's required dinner dress.
It was a bed and fucking
red totally
breakfast, man.
flashed the goulash. You can't wear red with goulash. It's not right.
I guess that's true.
All I own is a black jumpsuit.
That's not true. You have a red dress in your picture.
That's true.
Well,
It's not the only outfit she owns.
My
That's it.
calling card is a red lily. I'm not always dressed in red.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, you have your little black jumpsuit on, and probably like a a mask or like a black motorcycle helmet or something like that.
It's very slimming.
Very, very slimming, especially.
What's that song? The Lady in Red would be her theme song.
I'm not sure what that is, but that definitely sounds like some bad karaoke.
Oh, it's bad.
So Lily infiltrates up there, and so you have 2 devices. So you put one on each helicopter.
Yeah.
Okay, one on each helicopter, and you extricate yourself back out of there.
Yeah. Getting that fuck back.
They're definitely moving around, stuff like that. You can see that they're you can hear or see like some conversation going on between the guy in the gray suit he's standing right next to the helicopter.
All right, I'll listen.
Yeah, give me a I'm gonna say surveillance.
I don't think I have any surveillance.
Or we'll say tradecraft. I'll give you tradecraft.
All right. So yeah, I've got a point off spending.
Okay, so 1 point spent to tradecraft, and you are able to kind of overhear a little bit of what he says. He says that the Hound is going to be happy that we have retrieved the package.
Okay, and then I'll get the fuck out.
And that's basically all you hear from that. And you get the hell back out down to the thing. Evan's still taking some photographs, stills, image, or fast photographs of the people at the job site, and
yeah, try to get the choppers. Definitely, I try to get the faces enough so that we might be able to ID the guy in gray. And
yeah, like the sorceress and him, yes.
As many as I can as a sorceress.
Yeah, and I had a question. I'm sorry, this may not have a good answer, but is there a rule for like what skill is used to read lips?
So reading lips is probably, I would say, tradecraft.
Okay. Is Evan's telephoto lens sufficient enough that we can actually see their mouths? Or is it more like...
No, it should be, yeah. Based on the distance that I'm picturing, yeah, it should be fine.
Is it on a screen, Evan, or is it just in your eyepiece?
It's on a screen on the proper camera. So yeah.
Can I spend additional points of tradecraft to get more information by trying to read their lips? Or is that... It's okay to say no. I just want to put it out there.
I'll say yes.
All right. I will spend... Go ahead.
Okay. No, go ahead.
I'll just 1 point seems sufficient. I'm not really experienced with this, so I can spend 1 or 2 points maybe.
You have more info for a 1 point spend. A 2 point spend isn't going to give you any better.
All right, I'll do a 1 point spend.
So that would be the way that it would work, just exactly the way we just did that. So you would say, what kind of information, is there more information I can get with a 2 point spend than a 1 point spend? If there is, then yes, and if no, then no. And so you can get that information before you make the spend.
And I'll switch to video. So if he has a hypothesis, right, as he's kind of hold still, Evan, or whatever, I'll switch it. So if he has a hypothesis he wants to run over and over again, he can just go and even replay it in slow-mo or whatever.
So unfortunately, the guy is talking and he's not staying in the same position. He's kind of moving his head as he's talking and looks away from the camera in several instances as he's having this conversation. So you managed to make out a couple words, though. 1, Edom.
Okay.
2, Dracula.
I laugh when he says that. Like he said Dracula.
And 3, he seems to say something about initials, which is HMS. And right after that, he says Prosper Pine.
Say that again. Prosper what?
Prosper Pine.
Like P-I-N-E?
Yeah, like Prosprene. So Prosper Pine, all one word.
Do I know what Prosper Pine is at all?
Well, the initials HMS makes you think it's a ship.
Oh shit.
Oh, it's together. Okay, HMS Prosper Pine.
He calls this out. I want to tap into some military records. Is there a ship called the HMS Prosper Pine?
Oh my God, Her Majesty's,
Service.
like it's coming out of. It's going to be coming out of London.
Out of London.
That's what.
Give me one second,
your
and I will get you your answer.
Right.
Maybe that
Yes.
they're aware of the blown cover of our Blade server contact.
And that's probably the ship he's going to be on trying to save his ass. Shit.
Do we think that means that we think these bad guys know where our contact's hiding? Or, I'm sorry, maybe I'm missing it.
I think you're right. Either that
Or that's where they're going to store this thing.
Yeah. Well,
That's true.
because whoever it is close to the situation, right? Yeah.
Has to be.
Yeah.
And now we know what this evil maybe is. It's Dracula?
Oh.
Ah!
I don't know. I mean, is it possible? Is it Vlad Dracul, the Wallachian the king, or is it someone else?
I'm pretty sure 15 minutes with Google searches will solve this.
Probably.
All right. So a Google search of the word Prosperpine, HMS, is a ship that was
3-hour cruise.
So Prosperpine is named for the queen of the underworld and the consort of Pluto in Roman mythology.
Yeah. That's the one.
It's not
There are no active records of a Royal Navy ship called the HMS Prosperpine.
What about Persephone? Because they're the same, more or less. It's a
Roman, Greek, all this thing.
And remember, too, this is the public record, Evan. You might want to go into the dark web.
Correct. The last HMS Prosperpine was a cruiser that was laid down in 1896.
I call that one out for sure.
Did any of my art history research involve the 1896 Prosperpine?
No, nothing from art research would do anything.
I'll try to ask that to you too often, but every once in a while I'll ask you that question.
No, that's fine.
And you guys probably know at this point that basically Johnny was an art history person a long time ago.
Johnny
and
likes
what
art.
I did was I saw these faces of people who persisted. It looks like the same person for centuries.
So,
In statues and artwork and other things.
yeah.
That's how it came to this.
So with a, let's see here, it's going to be a 2-point spend. You can get some more information.
2 points of?
Would be,
Points
looks
of
like, so we could either get a bureaucracy spend or a digital intrusion test with a difficulty that I can.
I have 2 points of bureaucracy if you guys would like me to spend it.
Do it. I don't know when
right.
else you're going to today.
All right. So here you go. You might want to write this down. So the last HMS Prosperpine was a Polaris class cruiser that was laid down in 1896. It was built for independent patrols. It served on the Caribbean station. When it returned home to British waters, it collided with a Dutch mail ship off of Sheerness in 1901. It remained at the Chatham dockyard until it was scrapped in 1919. At that point, the Admiralty transferred the name to a stone frigate, the Linus Naval Base in Scapa Flow in the Orkney Islands, which is the Royal Navy commissions how it commissions its offshore bases as stone frigates. The ship's names so that naval personnel remain subject to shipboard discipline while on base. Linus Naval Base was closed in 1957. And that was the last time the HMS Proserpine was used by the Royal Navy.
You think it's a code to mean we're going to be at the remnants of that base, or do you think it's something completely unrelated?
I think we need to get Lily back in this van and get the hell out of here.
With a few more moments of digging in the files, you find a small crew complement listed as ratings on the HMS Proserpine. The identifiable personnel are currently all Royal Marines of the Special Boat Service, and most were all declared dead in training accidents.
Oh.
All declared dead.
In Afghanistan, or Iraq.
In training incidents on the same date, like one big bad training incident, or really silly, loosely linked ones?
No, like during the Gulf War.
Yeah.
During the Gulf War, they were declared dead in training accidents.
Were these SAS people and like special forces people? Or
so they're SBS, which is greater than the SAS. These are special boat service guys.
I'm wondering if these were the people who got recruited for that mutation program.
I'm with you on that, but 1957 was the last time the Proserpine was seen or used as the Stone Frigate patrol or whatever exactly that's used
as a stone frigate.
But these guys disappeared in Afghanistan during the last Afghanistan war so 50 years later.
They're declared as having ratings for that ship.
So that would mean that these people are exceptionally long careered. Correct?
Right.
No, what I'm saying is, so these guys were current SBS guys in the last Iraq not Operation Iraqi Freedom, but the Gulf War.
Right, but that seems like a really long career.
And they are currently have rankings for a ship that hasn't been used since 1957.
Okay.
In other words, that
they weren't ranked on it in 1957.
In other words, this ship is a clandestine, basically a ghost ship. It's like it's not supposed to be on the normal records at all.
Which is in the middle of the North Sea.
But it seems like kind of an oversight that these guys had this supposedly retired ship as something that they were ranked in, because how could that be if it was retired? So this is like a clerical error that we found through bureaucracy. Is that right?
So this is information you dug up that no one would be able to figure this out. Only a very experienced hacker with military history and stuff like that would have been able to put this together.
You guys see Johnny furiously typing on his BlackBerry.
Yeah.
Wait. All right, so we get all this. Is Lily back in the van?
I've been back.
Okay,
Lily's been back. The car's just sitting there
behind you.
I consciously drive us away.
I'm just sitting in the middle seat in between everyone. Like, ready or what?
You never know where Lily is. She's all in black, so you know.
Okay, so you guys sat there and kind of investigated this and stuff. It probably took, I'm going to say, a good 20-30 minutes that you guys were just kind of sitting on the edge of the woods, sitting there in the dark and stuff like that. And with that, you see the one helicopter takes off and it kind of flies over top of the monastery, and you see a cable come down.
Right.
Oh.
Exactly. They're going to pull the sarcophagus out. The thing needs its resting place.
I absolutely get as much footage as I can, as close as if we're not trying to read lips anymore, I'm right up on it and just following it up.
I look at Lily again. I'm like, Lily, do you think you could snap a cable cord with a...
No.
No way. Nope.
Theoretically,
you wouldn't even think that, because you're smarter than that.
Slow-mo bullet scene for the win.
No.
Yeah.
It's a high power rifle shot, but it ain't big enough to snap steel cables.
Well, since we already know what's going to happen, we'll watch.
Just get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we might as well just leave. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, do we see the sarcophagus being lifted out?
Well, how slow are you driving away?
Well, no,
Because you're going to drive out of view pretty soon when you go around the corner.
and get photographs of whatever they pull out of there before
All right.
Yeah, okay.
So you're kind of blacked out. You're kind of blacked out, and Evan's like at the back window of the truck. He's got the little slider window open.
Yep.
And he's like,
We don't have any more.
What I'll do is just high frame rate video because I can take stills out of that, but I want to watch it come up and just like get as much
Yeah,
detail as I
and
can.
so you see it just
Is there
get
any
hauled.
more drones? Any more C4?
No drones.
We still have some more explosives.
Drones weren't invented for at least 5 years. Sorry.
You let it happen. This was a prototype drone.
They
It
were
was-
prototypes. They're dead. They're gone.
I ruined everything.
Like every good DM, I'm not going to take back
No,
my
that's
mistake,
true.
but going forward,
No more
going forward, we're not going to go that route. And so yeah, you see the sarcophagus, the silver box. The lights are shining off of it as it gets hauled up into the bottom of the helicopter. It actually goes up inside the helicopter, and then you see like a door slide shut on the bottom of the helicopter, and it kind of turns a little bit, and then the other helicopter takes off, and the two of them fly to the northwest.
I'd say first off, we're all probably looking at Evan's screen. What do we see in the screen on the sarcophagus?
Not everybody can look at Evan's screen because it's not that large of a screen. It's not like a 27-inch monitor that's attached to the camera. It's like just a camera. Everybody's like, I want to see.
Yeah, we're all trying to.
Tesla, you should not
8
have
kids
eaten.
fighting over the game controller.
Tesla, did you
Right.
eat all
Christmas
of the
morning.
garlic? Is that what you did?
It's like, must you breathe on my neck with all of the garlic in your mouth?
Yeah, it's an ocean rule. We have to breathe on your neck.
I didn't get any garlic yet. Eventually.
You could have. The lady was going to serve breadsticks, but you guys didn't stay around.
You scrape them off. This is demon
Oh,
hour.
hungry.
So
Yes.
hungry.
But what did we see?
All right. So that's what you see. You see the sarcophagus go up into the helicopter. The two helicopters.
Any runes on it? Is it detailed? Is it like made of stone? Is it made of wood? Is it?
Well, the light is kind of reflecting off of it because they have those big construction lights that they just leave on. They don't even like take them down or anything. They just leave them on, and you can see, there are some like sculpting and stuff like that on it. Zoomed in, you could probably use computer programs to recreate and try to get some information off of it.
Happy to do that.
Like with the naked eye in the dark with the reflection off of the silver, it's tough to make out.
But it appears to be made of silver.
It appears to be made of some sort of reflective metal.
Oh,
You guys were able to determine that already back when you were here the first time.
okay. All right.
But
And-
now that you see the lights reflecting off of it, it confirms your suspicions.
like maybe it was made of silver to trap
To
whoever
contain
was
it.
inside of it.
Per lore.
But
Right?
whatever it is out. Because
Doctor, is there such a thing as silver allergy? I mean, is that a thing?
Absolutely.
There's allergies to everything.
Not very common, but
And then
it's
make sure
possible.
you can tell which helicopter actually has sarcophagus on it of the two.
Yeah,
And-
one's a transport helicopter. The other,
Yeah,
one.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, they different.
The other one looks more like an executive helicopter. Picture Airwolf, only without the
right,
rocketry.
without the Hellfire missiles and Dom in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess we're gonna Tesla's gonna drive the van away. I guess we're gonna see if we can see where they're heading towards. If there's any, are they heading towards a known airport or are they heading towards water, like for an off?
They just head off towards the mountains in the northwest.
Byron, is there any idea? I get that there's probably not, but I've scanned with the lens as much as possible where you would find like a standard corporate helicopter, if the sort of executive one, right, belongs to some fancy corporate executives versus government.
No
people?
logos or
Nothing.
tail numbers, no nothing, completely blacked out.
Okay.
Like the first thing you think of is the jets that fly in and out of the airport
At
for
Area
the people
51.
that work at Area 51.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't say that out loud.
Like this is these are Janet Air helicopters.
Tesla can reach me. I don't want to.
Got to be for Janet Air. These are the ones that Bob Lazar took to work.
Good work, Lily and Tesla, on the trackers. Let's continue to monitor where they're going. If we can anticipate where we think they're going,
Yep.
I guess the question if we're going to try and monitor them again. I guess what we also ought to do is we ought to post this footage as well for prosperity or posterity's sake. And maybe the Blade server, although I say to Evan, I think that might be compromised. I mean, it sounds like our contact's in trouble.
Agreed.
There must be somebody monitoring it.
So
now the question is, are we all going to head to London now?
I think that's the question. I think we're going to monitor where we think this is going. If it's local and we can see again what's going on. If it's going to move on a ship, for example, we may want to move the tracking to the ship. If we think it's not going to be local, we think it's going like a long ways away. Then I mean I don't know what the radius on the hill covers are, or the distance. Then I think what we're going to do is probably default and go ahead to London in that case.
All right. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, we can start the process of getting ourselves out of here. Now, are we like getting ourselves to an airport and making plans that way? The question is, monastery, it's wide open now. I mean, there's nobody there.
Did the sorceress get on the helicopter? Where'd she go?
we don't know. We don't know who's
You
on
don't
it.
know. You were down over the hill. You couldn't see.
Yeah.
Oh, none of that got captured maybe on video at all? Okay.
No, because you had gone down over the
Yeah.
hill. So you only saw the helicopters once they took off.
Okay.
Because you
Real
actually
quick-
were even out of sight of the helicopters themselves. But once they started to take off, you were taking video.
So Byron, while they're talking, I'm going to write up a quick script that takes a snapshot of where Tesla's trackers are every
Okay.
minute and records it into a database so I can replay where they went. Right. So
Yeah.
it's a pretty quick thing, but I want to put it together so I've got exact coordinates every minute, and then I'll just let that run on a server that I have access to. So if even if I die, it's still running and they can follow it.
Okay. Not
Perfect.
a problem.
So monastery?
Well, it's a question. I mean, can I ask, when we monitor for the first few minutes as we drive away, is it, you say they're going over the mountains. I asked the team, does anyone know the range on those helicopters?
I'll look it up.
Military size.
I should just be able to know that because
Oh,
I
you
have
probably
like
would. Yeah.
I can pilot out choppers. So
You're a helicopter savant.
yeah, pretty much drive everything. So
He was born that way. He knows helicopters.
just
A vehicle.
I don't know the range on the helicopter, so let me just one moment, please, and Google.
Oh, we've broken the system.
I like that you're accurate because if you weren't, you would watch the comments and there'd be that dude on the YouTube channel that's just
There's
like,
always that dude.
be like,
yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
I would ask Tesla, I know you're suggesting it, but while he's looking it up, what do you think the odds are, or the team, what do you guys think the odds are that will be something useful after they pull the sarcophagus out?
10 out of 10. I'll give some more information of why something was put down there.
it also might have things like I hate to get all magical on you guys again. Symbols, runes, writing, script,
right.
prayers, things to keep it asleep.
Johnny looks at
Like
Tesla.
we could take scratchings of it with paper and basically be like, hey, we.
See what happens when you do spells and prayers? You just freeze. You just.
I wait until Tesla or till Evan and Tesla are right next to each other when I say, "Are you suggesting there's magical aliens?"
No, he's not.
Nice
What-
with the-
do you see what's
discussion.
happened to him? He's turned to stone for talking that way.
There could be victims down there.
I could be.
Oh wait,
And
you're back.
it would be interesting to might be useful to examine any corpses or anything. I know we have at least one dismembered kind of victim, but we might be able to find the neck and observe for puncture sites or lacerations and get some information there.
Excellent idea, Doctor.
perhaps genetic information could be collected and might be useful. All right. So it sounds like, Tesla, your thought is, I think it sounds like the group has come up with many ideas that we should stick around and investigate the site before we move on.
I'll be right back, guys.
Are we taking our, well, it's 11:13, so I guess we're...
But yeah, I mean, I think...
So you would think that the helicopters do actually have the capability of flying all the way to the North Sea.
I'm like, they could make it all the way.
The longest helicopter flight is like 2,000 miles, and that's like 2,100. So if they're military grade choppers, they could probably make that flight. They'd probably have to stop.
All right.
And they might have to stop to refuel somewhere, but
It's about a 4 to 5 hour flight time.
So we're just gonna monitor the helicopters. I guess it's a question of, do we want to go tonight back to the site? Like, do we want to go right now?
Let's
we
just
have
go
to-
now.
Pardon?
We're all here. Let's just go.
yeah, I mean, we have flashlights, but I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Right. Exactly.
Wait, there's a list of worst things that can happen.
There's a list of worst things.
There really is.
Let me read this off to you. Number 71. No, okay.
We're 72.
We'll wait a few minutes after the helicopters leave and we don't hear any noise. And I guess it sounds like we're going to drive the van as stealthily as possible back to the site.
Okay, the construction lights are all still up.
Exactly. So we can still see.
Am I the only one that's a little upset that
Always-
we're not driving Goblin Riot around everywhere?
Yeah, it hurts the heart.
That does
but-
hurt.
So repairs could be made.
This thing for like a day.
Pardon?
We only owned that van for like a day.
Yeah, but it really...
It's not a matter of time. It's a matter of touching the heart.
Yeah, it really embedded itself into our lives.
We're typically pretty hard on rentals. So we got Lily the optimist. We have Evan the pessimist. Dr. Mitchell the realist. And I guess that just leaves me.
That just leaves me, the father figure.
You're the actualist.
Father,
That's what you are. You're the actualist.
The actualist.
Yes.
This is what's really fucking happening.
Yes.
I mean, who knows? We could find some alien runes in there.
Magical alien runes. All right.
Anal probes left and right.
Silver anal probes. Sorry, I just have to keep riffing off.
Yeah,
All right.
well, ancient ones, of course. Ancient aliens. Anal
Right.
I
probes.
just shake my head and put my headphones on. So I don't...
Dr. Mitchell immediately tunes out. All right, I guess we're driving back.
We're back.
Okay. So a fourth time,
We just keep going.
we go back to the monastery.
I love like the bit of blood still stuck in the crack, and it's just still weird.
It's like we drive up and like a torso flies out, and it's like, stop it! Stop throwing stuff in the car.
We're playing vampire cornhole with our van. Just
Vampire cornhole.
fucking,
I'll enunciate what we discussed, Byron. I guess is basically the doctor's going to try and collect biological samples. Evan's going to take videographic evidence, and I guess Tesla and Lily in particular are going to look for magical. Or no, actually, I guess it's Evan and Tesla will look for magical alien runes.
I didn't sign up for
We're going to basically
magical.
investigate. Sorry.
I didn't sign up for magical anything. I was going to, but fine. Got it, Johnny.
Okay.
Since I fuck everything up, I owe you a few.
Yeah, it's all good. So, and basically, though, the doctor's going to look for biological evidence and samples. I think Evan's going to be our videographer, and the rest of us are going to look to see what we can find. That's our
Yeah.
I'm just hanging out at this point.
All right, everybody, get your flashlights out to head down into the monastery.
Nothing like feeling the life of someone leave.
So, do we see anything as we approach in the construction lights?
Just still the carnage. The bodies are gone.
Is the cloud gone? Is the gloom gone?
Yeah, that's gone.
Important detail.
Pretty much.
Now that the fog is all gone, do we see anything new on the site that we didn't see before? Like, are there more body parts strewn about?
No, actually, the bodies are gone. You don't see any evidence
There's
of
a
any
spray of
bodies.
blood everywhere still.
Yeah.
That's all Dr. Mitchell needs.
Some luminol.
Well, the blood is just belongs to the.
The blood cooler we exploded.
Oh yeah, I mean that shit's spread everywhere.
Oh,
You're not really sure whose blood is what.
Right.
I mean, there's so many dudes that got shot up here,
Is that the
and then
equivalent-
somebody like,
So no body parts or anything inside?
no evidence anywhere. The foot and stuff that was in the yard's gone too.
Oh shit.
Oh, animals probably came and took
When we
that.
took the video, let's watch the video when he fed on the oil exec.
Mhm.
I saw that specific like blood spilling from the drone. We'll go to that area in particular with a doctor and see if we can't collect something, and particularly looking to if we can catch saliva or anything that's mixed in that blood that might have come from the.
That looks like it's completely wiped clean.
Oh,
Does it like luminol like Dr. Mitchell clean? Like no trace?
Luminol doesn't show anything.
Oh shit.
oh yes, Dr. Mitchell. I was wondering if you could get something off of this, and I pull out the Nazi ring, and I hand it over to her.
I don't want to touch it because I don't want to get any knock off any fingerprints or anything like that. So I pull a tissue out of my pocket and let her drop that into, or let him drop that into my hand.
Okay.
Woody, when did you get that?
When everyone was distracting her, I'll speak up for him.
I'm like, I stole it from her.
You didn't see? Oh, okay.
No, I didn't see him do that. Yeah, I
amazing.
can. Once we're in the truck and I have my light and everything, I can take a look at that. What if I casual examination under those flood lamps? What do I see, Byron?
I mean, it's just a silver ring, so it doesn't have any blood on it or anything like that. It's old.
How about any skin underneath it? Or anything like that?
Oh, you Byron, you said there was
Would
blood
there be
on
skin underneath?
Or
it?
like
Yeah.
There's
DNA
blood on
splatter.
that cloth, you said.
It's really old though.
Yeah.
You would think
Oh,
the
there's-
sample's just too degraded.
Can we use ultraviolet flashlight to see if there's anything about? Or is that just already assumed?
I'm assuming you're using all those tools as you're looking around.
Wow. So basically, any runes or
So
fact-
the level where the sarcophagus was that you were looking at on the camera is the upstairs. You know that they had broke free into a chamber that was down below.
Right.
so if you have yet to go below, is that the idea?
Well, it looks like the only way down there is like literally over a cliff. Like it broke free down in.
Well, can we use the crane's still laying there, right? Can we use the cable that was
Yeah, I
from the crane
mean,
and use that to get down?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
Yeah, that would
you
be-
can't haul the cable up and down.
no.
It's
But we
broke.
can use the cable to climb.
But the cable's still hanging there, so yeah.
yeah.
Okay, we'll do that.
I mean, I probably have the best athletic
Yeah.
It's you and me.
thing. with
Parkour
my-
part 2. She just ding 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 ding.
For three.
Wasn't Dr. Mitchell down there? Like she knows her way down there, because didn't she jump down there before and was wandering
No, I
around?
wasn't in the crypt. I was in the main.
Okay,
Monastery
in the other
level.
Literally
part.
almost went down there. She stood at the edge of it. That was as close as we got, I think.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. So
Me and Dr.
Lily, do you
Mitchell
want
go
to
down.
both go down there, or you want to flip for it?
We should probably both go down. We don't know what's actually down there.
Right. I like the buddy system.
Dr. Mitchell's like, yeah, I like that
going
idea.
down. I'm going down just because I need to see what's down there. My curiosity won't let me do otherwise, so I'm
Okay.
heading down there too.
All right.
All three of us are going to go down there? That seems excessive.
I can
Alright.
stay up here. but-
Johnny will stay up above.
All right. So you guys the three of you go down there.
I put mini cams on them as they go, Byron, just to make sure we have fresh
body
cards.
cams.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do we need to roll for anything, Byron?
No, unfortunately, you don't. And so, you. I mean, that's basic, skills that you have that are, you're already skilled and all that. So, you're able to go down there. It's a pretty easy climb. Like I would be mistaken even to make you roll with the athletics stats that you guys have, except for maybe Tesla. I'm not sure what Tesla's athletics is. What is Tesla's
I think
athletics?
me and Terry both have.
Oh yeah, you guys are set. Let me see what mine is. I have a 2, so not bad.
Oh man.
So I can make it. Yeah, it's not that bad.
Okay. So yeah, you make it down there. I mean, this whole area is just dirty. It's been covered in dirt and dust. It smells really, really old and musty.
I'm gonna put my mask on.
You see a shovel. Actually, you see like 3 shovels that look like they were freshly used for digging. Next to, and there's like an area of dirt that's been dug up, but you don't see the dirt from the hole.
So
So it's
something
like they
was
took
in
it with
there.
them? Oh, wait.
Or like it was filled with their sarcophagus that's no longer there.
No, this is not where the sarcophagus was lying.
Oh.
This is like an area of dirt that was down here that was dug up, and there's no trace of the dirt.
They're hauling it out.
And you can also see like an area where this sarcophagus was laying inside another stone sarcophagus.
I'm like, I think I get it. In Bram Stoker's Dracula needed dirt from his native land in order to be able to sleep in other areas. Maybe they got him a storehouse of dirt.
Maybe. That
Yeah, I
makes
mean,
sense if that's true.
If that legend is true, then he would need his own grave dirt to be able to sleep normally.
So as you guys look around down here, give me a, what am I going to call this here? Let's see here. So this would be I guess a search, or architecture. So Johnny has that. He's not gonna.
Johnny's up above, so Johnny can't.
Guys above. Brent, your archaeology skill. We'll say you could use that. So this will be an instance where you could use your archaeology.
Okay, cool. I will spend a point.
No. So as you're looking, you don't have to. It's investigative. So as you're looking around down here, you can see areas like this was built like some sort of. You get the idea it was built like an ancient temple, but from before the time of this church.
So
this church was built over top of this.
So pre-Christian?
No, not that old.
Not that old. Okay.
Not that old, but definitely like way back, like pre-Crusades.
Okay.
And so the temple above the monastery is built by the Cistercian monks. So this is like pre-Crusades, and hundreds of years before the church was built over top of it. And you can see like it looks like these spaces where like maybe these like plaques of some sort were like on the wall or built into the wall, but like they're gone. Okay. And as you're searching around, you realize like this one column, it has like a piece of like the flooring that was from up above where it had come down. And you realize with archaeology, with a little bit of help from Johnny on the radio from up above, you realize that there's one spot where there should be a column and it's not there.
Why would there be a column?
Knocked over? to support the roof.
Oh, they did that on purpose.
So like when this fell in, it knocked the column over, and it was underneath some of the rubble, and it looks like they took stuff off of the other columns, but this one was covered up, and maybe they didn't have the skill to realize it should be in that spot.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be like, hey, Lily, Dr. Mitchell, I think we're gonna need to uncover this pillar.
Are we expected to commit some manual labor here or what?
Yeah, we need to remove some of this rubble from around this column. They were removing some sort of items from the columns, and they missed this one.
Okay.
However, it's all covered up with detritus from around the area.
Well,
so there might be something underneath that we need to find out.
Well, while they're peeing, let's get started.
Okay.
You said that there were shovels nearby, right? So
Right. There's three of them. There's three of us.
That's exactly right.
Okay, I heard all that. So the three of you begin digging. I let Lily know that she was digging. And so in a very short period of time, you managed to uncover this large item that's on the side of the column. You're able to use the shovel to pry it free from its home. Difficult to see down here. You can see there's some sort of inscriptions, a carving of some sort, perhaps a scene. You get the idea of it's a scene. But you can't make it out down here. Not enough light.
Can we take pictures with our phones?
is it heavy?
Well, it's something you could. Yeah, it's heavy. It's made of stone. It's etched. Actually, it might be made of some sort of metal. Not really sure. But you can haul it back up out of here. I was going to wait to describe it till they come back.
All right.
Sorry, man.
You could have just pretended we were still digging.
You are. It's a long dig.
Yeah.
It really is. And we neither made it to Gibraltar or London today so far.
Well, but we've only occupied.
We're still in Romania.
We've only occupied 4 hours or so of real time, of game time, right? Like we haven't taken up much time, so my contact's not dead.
Well, this is the next morning. Oh yeah, your contact's not dead. Yeah, this is the next morning.
We went the same night, right?
Oh no, that's right. Yeah, you guys went the same night. You didn't wait till morning.
Yeah, because we followed the choppers.
Yeah, you haven't waited till morning. You were gonna wait till morning.
Yeah.
Then the choppers came, and
Johnny was like, "Let's get back there. We need to shoot down all the choppers with their small arms fire."
All right, so
that's why I made the comment that I'm starving because.
For Tesla and Lily and Terry, you guys basically found like this. It looks like a plaque made of some sort of stone or metal. It's etched with some sort of scene on it. You can't tell what it is down here. You're gonna have to haul it back out of here to really see what it is in the light. You guys managed to. It's the only thing down here that's worth anything.
All right, let's get this plaque.
You haul it up, and you get it out of this area. You easily climb back up out of here using the cable from the down crane, which is thick.
All right. Let's see what we're dealing with.
You haul it out and lay it like we'll just say there's like a piece of metal or something like that, or the hood of one of the vehicles, and you lay it on this thing. It's probably about 2 foot across and almost like another 2 foot, almost like a square, more rectangular than equal on all sides. So it's probably about the size of a 27-inch monitor, maybe a little bit bigger, computer monitor. And you lay it flat on the hood of the car, and you have some forensic tools and stuff like that. You know, maybe using one of Lily's brushes or something, you wipe dirt and dust and so forth. You spray it down with some chemical, like probably like some WD-40 or something you would use on a piece of mechanics to kind of get a good to wipe dust and oxidization and stuff like that off of it.
Evan will have compressed air.
Yeah, compressed air. Evan's probably got compressed air. You're right.
2 hands.
Why
I'm
didn't that work?
Why do I always have the shitty gear? Do you have compressed air? Does anybody have any extra roll-on deodorant or something? I love it. Yeah, right.
It's like Evan. Do you have that like air that you huff to get really high?
He's past that.
Why no, Tesla? I don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
All right. I'll let you know, Jason. I looked long and hard for this, just for you.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
I'm like, no.
I just think no. Do you? Oh, what now?
No.
What are you pointing at?
That's not a biscuit.
Okay, that's the name of today's episode. Tonight's not a biscuit. That's not a biscuit.
That's not a biscuit.
That is good.
I'm sold on that. That is not a biscuit.
Done. All right, got it.
I'm just like, no. They had to have planted that. There's no way that you're telling me that Dracula is an alien.
Stop saying Dracula. That's something somebody wrote about. This is an alien, and it's probably like doctor, say some medical things here. It sucks your soul out through the side of your neck, something terrible. But what it is it came from a spaceship.
Porphyria is the name of the clinical vampirism.
Oh,
And so you could kind of make out the red at the bottom. At first, you think it's like a river, something like that. As you begin to scrape away more of the oxidization and the dust and so forth, it is a field of bodies.
what?
And that is a Crusader shield.
Exactly. It's not a UFO, Evan.
No, that's what's below. That's not a biscuit.
No,
Yeah, that's a UFO.
That's the red part at the bottom is a field of bodies with the Crusaders cross.
This would explain why the governments care, because if I'm being honest, there's a lot of supernatural things and the governments don't get involved in it. They give a fuck. They care about this, and they're flying. I'm like this.
I look at it. Does it look like an alien to me on the thing?
I mean, it's something weird in the sky in the picture.
UFO shaped.
And like a field of bloodied Crusader shields and bodies, basically.
Mm-hmm. Hovering over it.
Is there anything going between the two of them, like little beings?
No.
They don't have to have beams to be aliens.
If it doesn't have a beam, then
Yeah, it's totally.
I
Shut up,
figured
Ed.
I turned it to look at it from other direction and kind of told my head, "Are we sure that's the bottom?" And and turn it upside down. And
Told you guys you
Well,
were.
it could be a depiction of an Old Testament angel.
What?
What kind of bullshit was that?
It's true.
or a jellyfish.
It's
what are you
either-
talking about?
jellyfish.
It's either
it's
a
a
UFO.
jellyfish.
Or it's a gray turd.
Old Testament angels had odd shaped bodies, especially if you look in old Hebrew texts. They look very different. I don't think that's a UFO. That could be an angel, for example.
It almost looks like one of those like medallion carvings, like in Victorian houses, old English houses. They used to put on the corbels and the crown molding, the corners and so forth. I don't know. I can't.
That's fucking aliens, man.
So, what then? So forget about what it is. What the fuck is it doing on that column? And what's it for? And why do we have it?
Yeah. Can I use art history just to
No,
reference?
more importantly, why did they take the rest of them?
Right, and forget this one. Because, oh, wait.
This
Well,
one
this
was
one was
buried.
buried.
This one got buried when the roof broke in, and that's what was explained, right?
Only through a combination of Johnny's architecture skill and Tesla's archaeology skill
Yeah.
were you able to find where this was?
Using my art history skill, I mean, do I honestly think, like, objectively from an art, I guess it's subjectively from an art history perspective, like, does the angel thing fit at all, or is this like totally like out of left field? Like,
There are tons of theories. I mean, you could look on the internet for ancient, supposedly alien craft. I mean, there are tons of what they call the Vishkas or whatever in Indian culture that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There's more right there. But yeah, there's tons of references through multiple cultures, including the astronaut guy in Mexico, and the spaceship looking things. The Egyptians had documentation and inscriptions of things.
looking at the materials and everything, I mean, what's the plaque made of?
You're not sure.
Is it metal, wood, stone?
Somewhere between metal and stone.
Oh, so it's like, doctor, can you do an analysis maybe a little bit, like chemically, on this? Is this what exactly is this substance that the plaque's made of?
That's funny. It could take time. It's going to take time. You could.
I'm just like, I mean, I suppose it could be aliens.
Well,
But if that's the case, then what is that creature? It must be a stranded alien, then.
if it was
we're
carved
assuming
in
that.
stone, or if it
It
was
happens
carved in
to
wood,
feed on human blood. Come on.
It's just
if it was carved in any normal substance, I would agree with you. But if the material itself seems anachronistic for the style of what was it called, Crusader shield, and the rest of it, I think that you have to take that into account.
Johnny, I just heard you say that. So what you're saying is the fact that it drinks blood means that thinking that it's aliens is stupid.
I never said that.
No, I said that.
Well, Dr. Mitchell just said it, and you agreed with Dr. Mitchell, which means that
I didn't agree with Dr. Mitchell. I never said anything about what Dr. Mitchell said.
which means that in effect you're saying that Evan is stupid.
No, but for all we know, though, is if I'm looking at this, I mean, here's a spaceship coming in back during the Crusades or something. What's to say that the doctor's theory and my theory aren't the same? So she thinks it's a disease. Where did the disease come from? Maybe it came from aliens. We'll just discount your disbelief for a moment, but it left it here.
So what you're saying is it infected some of the humans on that battlefield, and that became the modern vampire myth?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds fantastic.
Most porphyria is enzymatic in origin, affects the body. Some of it's genetic, some of it can be from exposure to toxins or poisons, gases. It interferes with the body's ability to make its own red blood cells, and so the body craves iron and it craves blood, and because
so doctor, can I ask you a question? What did you say, porphyria, right? Porphyrics, do they get buried beneath ancient monasteries often as a form of treatment to make their porphyria?
No, but interestingly, the legends about vampires related to sunlight sensitivity are actually somewhat based in reality with porphyria. Part of the disorders that they get very sun sensitive, and they get these lesions, these spots on their bodies whenever they're exposed to the sun. So it could conceivably be that these ancient peoples buried these victims far away from the sunlight, because they believed that something bad would happen if they were exposed to sunlight.
I hate to interrupt all the crazy people talk, but there's somebody in London who knows more about this than us, who we should go talk to and save.
Let's pack it up. But I don't even know how they could live hundreds of years. Wouldn't that mean that the disease has beneficial aspects too then? whatever form of this, if it is a disease, it means it's extending their lifespans.
So we're
Which
going to
would
continue
again-
this talk as we're making our way back in our ship.
I mean, supposedly ancient Shaolin monks were able to put themselves in a state of suspended animation, so much so that they appeared to be statues.
Yeah,
Because
Where
their
is this
skin,
coming from?
their skin dried out and stuff like that over hundreds of years of sitting in the exact same position.
Johnny points out that's technically Tibetan, and they drank a tea. Long story. So
That's exactly what I said.
I thought you said
Yeah.
Shaolin.
No, I said Tibetan.
Oh, sorry.
He said
Obviously.
Shaolin.
You
Anyway,
said Shaolin, but
Hey, so can you, Jason, when you edit this,
Yeah.
can you just take that out?
I'm gonna beep it all out. I'll be like beep it all out, so it'd be like these beep or blah 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 blah. You said beep.
kind
he
of like,
said
yeah,
beep.
just
Nobody
kind of
fucking
mumble
knows.
it a little bit. Yeah.
Just because I gave you a fucking alien spacecraft.
he owns
I have a
you.
spot. I have a
now.
spot right there. It's going right there for you.
All right. I guess we're going to London then.
Right.
On our
Yeah, we are, and we'll check or ask Evan to check where the helicopters
you're going
wind
to
up.
sleep the entire plane ride to London.
Yeah.
Yeah. So by the time you guys go back to the airport and get your way so that you can make your way to London, the helicopters have stopped moving. They did stop somewhere in the North Sea. They stopped producing a signal.
somewhere in the North
wait.
Sea.
They stopped moving, or they stopped producing a signal like they were found.
The signal just stopped.
Shit.
Oh, they think they found our shit.
It's
Well,
either-
maybe they took.
It didn't turn off. You just
Oh.
stopped receiving it.
Maybe the helicopters went someplace that is shielded from signaling the
Right.
satellite.
Well, when they eventually leave that area, if they leave in a different direction, that'll give us a good radius of where they could be.
Well, I'll tell you.
Where- in a different
Where
direction.
was that, Byron?
Somewhere in the North Sea off the coast near the Orkney Islands.
Right.
They're probably in the lost city of Atlantis right now, kicking
Or
it
the
with
stone
mermen.
frigate that used to be HMS Prosperpine. Remember, it's a stone frigate now. I don't know if that means literally stone or not. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But
Jason or Evan, I'm sorry. You feel like a vibration in your laptop backpack as you guys are loading onto the plane.
I will check which of my devices that is.
Okay. As you dig in the pockets and stuff, and deep down in the bottom of the bag, you didn't even remember this was in here. But
Oh shit!
the phone that belonged to that guy in the cafe in Marrakesh.
Oh.
The burner that he dropped on him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not the burn.
No,
you're
'cause
talking
I took
about
his.
that.
I took his.
Remember outside of the hotel where you guys were looking for Olivia Liu?
Yeah, I got his phone. I
Evan
left him
stole
a
the
burner.
guy's phone.
I left him a burner. Yeah. So I look at what's going on there. Is it a text or?
It's
or-
ringing.
Oh gosh, Johnny.
Answer it.
Yeah.
I say, is that traceable?
Probably. Yeah. I would guess. Well, I mean, if it was his, maybe not. Hello. Based on I approximate an accent, so that, you know.
Hello.
Hello.
You hear a voice speaking in Romanian on the other end of the phone. You speak Romanian, right?
I do.
Okay. It says, package retrieved. Time to come home. And then it hangs up.
I try to. Okay, so I'll relay that very quickly. I would have been on. Actually, I would have answered on speaker probably, right? It's just so. they
Yeah,
hear it
that's
at the same
fine.
time. Yeah. All right.
So they have something very big planned, don't they?
It seems so. Can I? Is there any way I can leverage my digital intrusion to sort of? And I likely should have done this already, but I forgot I even had the phone. But to try to.
You're good.
To
I knew you
trace-
forgot you had that phone.
I did, to try to trace that call in any way. Flip through the.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can. And so it tracks to a satellite phone
And it's in the middle of the North Sea, isn't it?
that attaches to a MI5 satellite. And the signal beams directly to coordinates that are probably about a 15-minute helicopter ride from where the signal stopped.
Perfect.
All right. So we're gonna save this dude in London and then go fuck these guys up in the Netherlands.
We're gonna need to get some kind of. We're gonna need to get something to fly.
Yes.
Do I finally get to steal a life flight?
It's still a life flight. No, you guys had that charter plane you guys took.
Oh, that's true.
Still sitting in the hangar.
Yeah,
And
but
Dubrovka.
Tesla's bored. He wants something new. He wants to steal a life.
He wants something new. I mean, you could go to the airport and steal somebody else's shit. I suppose you could, but
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
he's like, oh, I got this new plane.
Justify
Oh,
it.
so shiny.
Argue that so that we can do it.
All right, so I guess we're at that stage right now where I have to ask, how are we on does anybody got a hard stop here? We're at 11:52.
What kind of time are you talking about?
I think we could be pretty well moved along by another 30 minutes.
I'm okay for that.
Sounds good to me.
And if not, then we'll just make it a hard stop at 12:30.
Okay.
Everybody
Good
good with
for
that?
another 13 days. So.
All right. Jason, you good?
Yeah.
Okay, I know Johnny's a night owl just like me, so. But just to be fair, Dan, you're good.
Yes,
Okay, cool.
yes, I'm
I saw thumbs up. All right, perfect. So, you guys get to London. Somewhere while you guys were messing around with different phones and stuff like that, you must have had it on vibrate because you were trying to be quiet. But you did manage to get another email from that contact in London. And it says that they will meet you. At 7 p.m. Where is the... Dang.
At the Sizzler.
It's a sizzler.
That's
I had the name
1979.
up. Where the hell is it? It sucks
Also,
being old. Oh, the Church of St. Joshua.
I mentioned to the group, since that phone tracked back to an MI5 satellite, is it possible this is a trap?
Very
it's quite
possibly
possible.
could be a trap. We
Yes.
should.
I
probably
always
keep
assume
going.
everything might be a trap. That is why I'm still alive.
So maybe we could stake out the meeting place, like maybe Lily with a sniper rifle at a distance watching over it for a time, and we double check that all the positions, like for someone to sniper on us at that position, for example.
That's true. We could position ourselves and just send Evan in as some sort of what do they call it? Like a bait. Like
This
like
is the
sort of
part where
like,
I
you
just go
know.
ahead and call you a dickhead, isn't it?
I'm like,
I'll do it.
I'm like, actually, maybe we should send 2 people in, and then
quite-
everyone else does perimeter stuff.
Yes,
I'm-
me and Evan.
I'm quite talented at disguise as well.
That makes sense.
So Evan is going to go
Probably-
as Evangeline, the
sorry.
70-year-old woman who will attend this meeting.
So in a matter of, by the time you get there, the closest, like the soonest you'll be able to get there is probably about 5 p.m., about 2 hours early than the meeting time.
All right. So
Yeah, Lily, what is your disguise?
I don't know.
I like the old Asian lady disguise.
So how are you traveling to the church?
I mean, is it an issue? I mean, basically, it's a car ride away. Is the idea?
Yeah, but I mean, are you all driving in the same car?
I guess it's a question. So a little bit of seriousness. Forgive me. Is Evan and Lily? Are you guys gonna like dress like clean ladies, or
Yeah,
how are you gonna
but,
do that?
I would say different disguises. Let's something completely different,
together.
and disconnected. You're not together.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So you two travel together in disguise. The rest of us will go separately. And I think our goal should be to stake out
the outside of the building. I don't know, Tesla, if you have like devices or you can set up for like monitoring to see what traffic's going on inside there, like a laser beam on a window and see if there's noises. We can detect any activity inside.
That's a good idea. I think I can manage something like that, and then we just basically create a perimeter around it and see if we can keep it safe from there.
Dr. Mitchell, can I ask, what is your outside of forensic medicine? What is your out of character? What is your forte that we know about? Like, what are you good at?
Shit. I forget.
I don't mean to exclude you from the planning. I know like Tesla's devices, and I'm thinking like
epidemiology and genetic disorders.
knowledge skills. Are you operational at all? Like operational skills?
Not really.
Okay. All right.
Lots of researchy kind of stuff, but
when in a situation like this, is it like you're basically prepped to like do first aid and like emergency care in case like, Evan gets shot?
Oh, I mean, I'm still an agent. I'm still trained in like the basic stuff. I'm just not have no niche experience the way you guys do.
Like you won't be installing like an aortic valve or anything like that.
No, surgery is not my thing. I can do the basic stuff.
Okay. Well, then basically, I guess. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say everybody can do surgery if they want to.
Dr. Mitchell, make sure you have an aortic valve.
I perform surgery all the time. People just don't live through it.
You can perform surgery. You can perform surgery even if you're
He's not great at finishing it.
I didn't take any points, any ranks in aortic surgery, in aortic valve replacement.
That's the same.
I prefer just full removal of the aortic valve versus replacing. That's Lily's specialty.
All right. So basically, the doctor will prep for like someone getting shot or injured, and that'll be her thing. Does that sound right?
I would say she probably typically has that on her at all times.
Oh yeah.
Because you guys like to get shot, right?
I always have a field trauma kit with me in my bag.
Nobody's been shot yet.
Knock on wood.
That's true.
Yeah.
Evan and Lily will definitely have microphones as usual, so we'll be wired up, hopefully on like a jammed or a frequency hopping channel so no one can find it. And basically, I guess my role, I will watch over Tesla and the doctor. And if these two get in trouble, like Johnny will use his infiltration skills and other things to sneak in and maybe assist them.
Yeah, I mean, I have some infiltration skills and so forth as well, just, the basic agent thing. And I've got, the athletics that make me an asset and, for some more subtle.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah, I'm probably going to put up, even though Evan's not manning them, I guess I'm going to sort of take on Evan's role and try to be like, set up some spy cameras and just like, look at them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you guys arrive around the Church of St. Joshua, it is a very old, probably 150, 200-year-old church. It is in a Gothic style. Of course. Why not, right? Why wouldn't it be in a Gothic style? Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, those goths.
Picture inbound.
Gargoyles with like black lipstick.
Oh
Yeah.
dear.
Oops. Blue.
So angsty.
All right. So
It's gorgeous.
Gothic style.
Yeah.
Full of gargoyles and sculptures of angels and so forth. All dark colored stained glass. There's a single car outside the front door. Kind of parked up on the curb almost.
Like hurriedly or just
Hurriedly.
oh shit. All right.
The door of the church is slightly ajar.
I call that out.
I'm starting to feel like we should just forget about casing the place and just go in.
Well, they can just go in early. We'll case, but the two of I think it's.
Yep. We're going in as
So I'm
what's
just going to have some sort of large combat knife and a pistol on me as we go.
what's our disguise, Lily?
Middle-aged random people. I don't know.
Leading
What do you
people.
want?
I look like
People
my
who
name's
need
probably
Jesus.
Thad, and I'm Yeah, wearing suspender
Say-
socks and stuff.
Say
and I'm just
sad or fad?
Fad, THAD. Yeah, but
It's sad, it's
we
sad.
move in. We're
Sad.
tourists, right? We've got our
Yeah,
cameras
it's
and
Taurus.
yeah, we move in quick. The doors open. The car's parked up on the.
Yeah, the door's slightly open, not fully open.
I look in the car.
You said Lily's going in.
Yep,
Both of
me
us.
and Evan.
You and Evan. Okay.
That's
So yeah, you kind of glance into the car. There is looks like some. It's relatively well kept, but I mean, there's some trash laying on it. It looks like somebody was kind of living out of it. There's some clothes thrown in the back seat.
like surveillance.
Like somebody was hurriedly like moving in this vehicle. Like they packed without a suitcase. They just threw some shit in the car and they're like
Okay.
in here.
Okay.
And you guys enter the building. There is a long hallway. You can see some light still coming through the stained glass windows. And at the far end, you can see
Whoa.
like a area with like a dais and an altar at the very end.
Are there any people? So I sort of scan very quickly.
There's no one in here. It is completely empty.
I look to the confessional. Any sign of activity there or anything like that?
You're not seeing anybody in there. You
Okay.
kind of sneak up on it, kind of listen,
Yep.
and you don't hear any voices or anything like that. You do think that you possibly hear like some footsteps. It looks like the live stream dropped all the pictures.
Nope.
Nope.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
Nothing is here. Oh, look, they're back.
That was Michael J. Fox clicking everything. I was looking at your picture.
You said Michael J. Fox
I
clicks it. I'm not sure how to feel about that.
Don't do it. So your footsteps.
Yeah, you definitely hear like maybe footsteps, somebody running on stairs, something like that.
Up.
But like only a couple stairs, yeah. And as you look that direction, you can see there's a door that leads to the bell tower that is open.
I glance at Lily. I'm going to draw my 9mm and glance at her and like.
I'll move towards the door.
Dr. Mitchell, you're outside, kind of doing some surveillance, wandering around. You wonder about the weather. You think back of the mist and the shadows of the. You think of the mist and the shadows from the monastery. You could swear something large flying in the sky over the top of the church.
The one time I go inside. One fucking time.
I have like binoculars or something on me, so I'm gonna kind of take a look at this flying thing. Is it an eagle?
Yeah.
It looks like
eagle.
an eagle, only in the shape of a bat.
Wow, that's a
It
really
is the
nice
size of an
That's a
eagle.
great description.
But,
It's like an
Everyone's
eagle, but
except it's a bat.
different.
like it's the size of an eagle,
It's very
the shape
worrying.
of a bat. It lands on one of the upper towers of the church and vanishes from your sight. Just as a large amount of mist begins to roll in and the church begins to be enshrouded by
I
this
hope
mist.
you're ready, Evan. It's about to get spicy.
Let's do this. Fuck it.
That is the density of the mist
Oh
that is
wow!
now surrounding the church. You look at Evan, looks at Lily, draws his 9mm. You guys
Ring for the
Forward.
bell tower.
move forward to
Yeah.
the bell tower. Johnny and Tesla, you see the mist roll in.
Is there,
Oh,
any,
yeah,
is
the
there any
bell tower, we're
comms?
going up.
Are we calling this out? Am I hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have comms. I'm like, Guys, there's a lot of mist rolling in here.
Right.
It's giving me the shivers.
Yeah. You get a dark, and all of you get a very dark and ominous feeling. Like everything in your core tells you that this is dangerous.
Johnny, we should go. Johnny, we should.
Evan, you just see a bright smile come on Lily's face, like she's living for this.
Johnny, the
You
reason
see a little bit of that?
No,
but
Johnny,
Lily does deep down. Lily fails. Lily feels a little bit. This is probably one of the first times she actually feels a little bit shaky.
the reason that I'm certain that we should
There's got to be a butterfly. It may be small, but there's a butterfly in your stomach.
Johnny,
Oh yeah, we're not talking about the butterfly in my stomach.
You guys might want to pull out on this one. I mean, I think that we're having some really nasty shit happen.
We've already committed this far. We have to at least try to save him.
Johnny, you see a figure on the central tower, steps out onto the ledge.
Oh no! I say our contact's about to leap to their death.
Oh, no. Well, I start running.
I'm running
I'm
upstairs.
gonna haul ass.
Yeah, up the bell tower.
You begin running up the stairs.
Yeah.
Just in time to see him.
You begin running up the stairs, and as you get almost probably 5 stairs from the top, you hear a voice yell out, "You will be damned! You will be damned! You cannot stop this!" And you hear what sounds like a shoe scuffling on the edge of like stone.
Oh.
Johnny, you see this figure.
Sprint.
You see this figure almost like he just steps into the air and he falls. And his bag catches on one of the gargoyles on the way down. His body tumbles to the side and it face first hits the windshield of the car below with a large crash and the shatter of the windshield.
Fuck.
Do I see this?
Who's the first? Yeah. Well, you do. For your vantage point, you didn't really. You're hard to see.
I'm the
what's
first
happening.
one up there.
So Lily gets to the top of the stairs. At the far end of there's like a hallway that leads between this window and another open like area of the bell tower. It's probably about 15 to 20 feet down. As soon as you look that direction, mist floods into the chamber. You can see the outline of a dark figure, a bushy black mustache.
Got a bogey.
His eyes red as blood. A scar on his forehead. And you need to give me a stability roll.
A stability.
Byron, let me know when I arrive. Is there any
2
notion of what
points.
happened to his bag while she's kind of facing off? Is there any notion from these guys down below? Are they observing and saying this or no?
I would say they'd probably say that.
All right.
Like, you could probably say that. You guys can word what you want. If you want, Johnny, you have the best view to describe what's going on from the outside.
I do. I was going to give him play-by-play of what's happening.
Okay.
I also was going to take out my phone camera and videotape the witness that we had before he jumps or as he jumps.
Okay. Yeah, you get a picture of him.
On a side note, I do know that there's someone who's really good at parkour.
No.
Yeah, Dr. Mitchell and Tesla, I would assume you're moving from your positions and trying to get a better eye on what's going on.
We're trying to. I'm trying to. I hear all this scuffle and everything. I'm trying to run towards the car. I assume I can hear this guy crash into this car at least.
Oh yeah, you hear it with a sickening thud.
Okay. So I move to the car and can I see? I see him. I'm shocked. I realize he fell. So I look up. Can I see anything from here?
You look up and you can see Evan sticks his head out the window.
Evan,
looking
I'm
down.
going for the bag.
So, well, what was your roll? What was your total roll?
7.
Okay, you look at this figure, and everything in your body says flee.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Yeah.
I'm fleeing out the side of the window. I'm going to parkour to the bag.
What the
But you don't know where the bag is. Well, I think
said
it kind
we
of
saw
tell
it.
you. You didn't see it. They
okay.
saw it. You can't see it from the inside of the building. But
Can
you
I
can
see
go
it?
out the window. Yes, you can see it from the outside.
And I will communicate to the group where I see the bag and the body.
Evan,
Okay.
you have no willingness to go out that window.
I said run. I turned
Yeah,
to him and said
your
run.
your level of climbing is you do not think that's a good escape plan, but you are definitely willing to. Do you have athletics?
I do. 2.
Okay.
I've got
2.
1 left because I used 1 earlier.
Well,
apparently.
With a 1 point spend, Evan, you can literally grab the railing. There's like a rope that leads to the bell tower.
Yep.
You could grab the rope and slide all the way down to the lower level.
hot.
Or you can stay up there
I
for
call
a
this misty creature the C word, and that's exactly what I do. I just do that. I just get the hell out of there. I'm going to spend that point with great joy.
All right. Yeah.
This.
And you hit the lower level and immediately, I would assume, begin to flee out.
Yeah, I just sort of roll off and just get up and haul ass. Yeah.
Sorry, my dog is like.
Hey, Terry, I got you covered. Go
Okay.
for it.
So in the meantime, I can see this bag. I hear on the comms the line about the bag. I'm able to quickly piece together that this bag came from this victim here. I haven't seen the mysterious creature or anything, so I'm not intimidated. So I'm gonna try and parkour up and get that bag.
And literally, I would be shouting something about, you don't understand what's up there. I'll be rattling on about what I saw.
Well, you would hear me tell Evan to run. I'm going to the bag.
I'm just like, we got to get the bag, and then we'll get the fuck out of here.
When I see the doctor go for the bag with parkour, I'll communicate to the team. The doctor is going for the bag. I repeat, the doctor's going for the bag.
I'm already out the window, but
I know. Well, I'm trying.
Tesla, in your rear view mirror, you look back. You see 2 black Sprinter vans, completely blacked out, pull into the edge of the parking lot and park kind of at a Y like this. As the doors slide open and probably about 10 to 15 guys in tactical suits get out.
All right, well, we got a whole bunch of fucking goons coming out.
So
I guess I'm gonna grab my assault rifle and just open up the door and just start blasting them.
Nice.
I started blasting.
Tesla, so this is where I started blasting. Randy's gonna be so mad you get to say his thing in a game.
So I started blasting.
So Dr. Mitchell, you're climbing up. Lily, you're climbing down. Jason, you come flying out the door of the church.
Are they right there?
Johnny,
As I'm coming out the door,
you're coming out the door of the church. You see right there is the car with the body smashed on the hood, blood all over the side of it. This guy's obviously not alive. And you see Tesla stand up, get out. He opens the door of the car, opens the back door, using it as cover, and he just starts laying down suppression fire on these guys at the van. It's just like bah, 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 bah.
which is my introduction to the fact that there are guys in a van, right? Because I looked, I'm like, oh fuck.
You hear over the comms, I'm like, it's like there's like 15 guys.
I'm gonna slide into cover.
Johnny, what are you doing?
I'm going to reach into Tesla's bag and see if I can find some smoke grenades. If I can, and I think that these guys are going to come out one of the entrances, eventually what I may do is try and lay down some obscurement into the street so that they can evacuate without getting shot.
Okay, yeah, so you're going to try to lay down a smoke screen here between Tesla.
If I see the opportunity, yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Absolutely, yeah. So Johnny starts lobbing some fucking smoke grenades. They're not even like normal smoke grenades. They're like the ones that you like use to like. The first one you throw is like a red signal flare, and it's like just starts going off like there's a helicopter landing here in a DLZ zone, and so Evan comes flying out the door, and you see these grenades going off. You see the firing coming on, and you can see the open door to the back seat of the car directly ahead of you.
I see him emerge.
Yeah, you can see him out of your peripheral as you're throwing the grenades.
If I see Evan, I see him look in the back seat. I say 2 words: booby trap.
No, he can see the back seat of your car.
Oh, of our car. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, because Tesla has the door open. And he's using it as cover.
But so
he's firing
as I run out,
behind
though,
the car.
the body is not on our car. The body's on
the body is on the other car.
So is that car door unlocked? Because that's what's right in front of me. Is the car door
the front of the hood, like you hit the top, so it's smashed on the front, but you can get in the back seat.
I need to get in the back seat because there's fucking bullets flying everywhere, and I'm gonna try to get in there quickly and get to the front seat and see if I can get this shit hot wired and make myself a rolling.
You don't think you could actually drive the car because it's smashed in enough?
I'm not trying to drive it accurately. I'm just trying to aim it that direction and get it going. That's all.
Okay, you can probably start it and get it in gear, I would think.
And is it in relation that I can do a quick steer and then roll the fuck out and let it roll into those vans, or no?
You can't. No, it's facing the opposite direction, and you can't turn the wheel.
In that case, then I would just use it for cover for now and listen.
Okay, you're just kind of rolling it away from the.
No, knowing that I can't get it to go that direction and smash into the vans, I'm just using it for cover, and I want to get in the back of our car. I'm gonna.
So you use it kind of like as a habit trail, and you kind of like crawl through and then crawl into like the ground. You're like scrambling across the ground. Tesla's gunfire is just coming over the top of you. Lily and Dr. Mitchell, you guys reach the bag area right about the same time. The problem is neither one of you on your own can reach it.
Oh.
You must work together.
It's gonna take it's gonna take like some barrel of monkeys style shit to like get to it.
Double parkour.
Or someone with an MOS in parkour.
Shape of a barrel. Form of monkeys.
Wonder Twin powers activate.
There you go.
Jason Jana.
Lily, can you use your MOS to produce something that you can swing out and grab that bag?
That's what I was gonna do. I was thinking like one of those like extendable back scratchers.
extendable
back
reach
scratcher.
your grabber scratcher thing.
Like a little grabber and like grab it.
Okay, I like it.
Like, oh, I got this.
Yeah, she's like, oh, she's like, click. It's got like a little tiger claw, like silver Tyler claw on the bottom of it.
That's fucking awesome.
And you stretch it out, and it has just enough tensile strength to like lift the bag, and kind of you're able to drop it down to Dr. Mitchell.
It bends menacingly though before it actually goes.
It does. It bends. The bag kind of sways, goes past Dr. Mitchell's hand the first time, and swings back. And Dr. Mitchell grabs the bag. You guys are able to parkour down from there to the ground level with little to no problem.
You're going to take a negative 10 to any future back scratching efforts, though, Tyler, with that.
Yeah, your back scratcher is screwed.
It's fucked.
Like,
amazing.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
-2 penalty to use it for an actual back scratcher.
As soon as the doctor and Lily gets in the van, if Tesla's still laying down fire, Johnny will take the driver's seat.
Grab it, claw. I like it. So you said as soon as you and Tesla are laying down fire.
Well, if Tesla's still firing the gun, laying out suppression fire, then when Lily and the doctor come back, Johnny will drive the van away.
Okay.
At least until we get out of shot.
Right.
Out of range.
Yeah. I'll hop back in once.
Me and Tesla will switch. I'll start firing and he'll start driving.
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys get there, almost like with a fatherly amount of concern, Johnny looks back up at the top of the bell tower. you see the black dark figure standing at the edge of the thing. He raises his hand, and as his hand comes up, the sky just goes dark, and rain just begins to fall as thick clouds begin to roll in.
I've seen this movie. This movie does not end well for the good guys.
Drive as much footage on my phone as I can, but shaky cam.
Right. So you guys managed to rendezvous and pile into your vehicle. The guys are trying to use their cover, what little bit they have.
Just go over the fucking curb.
What is that?
Sorry.
I was like, what is that?
That's my dad thinking that midnight 20.
Oh, to get 12:22 is an appropriate time to call. Straighten his shit out. But I mean, it probably would be an appropriate.
Probably has no idea what time it is.
I'm sorry. But anyhow, so you guys all get back to the car. Tesla just kind of scoops back into the car. Lily still remains firing. At the last second, as the car begins to roll away, Lily gets into the car, shuts the door, kind of leans back out the window, and is just firing as you guys curb it up over, drive around the building. Yeah. And you can see them through the smoke trying to scramble to get back into their vehicles to do some sort of chase. But you're just way too.
I'm going to shoot their tires out.
You can't from this distance. Yeah, you just don't have enough. What you're using from this point isn't a sniper rifle. You're using probably automatic at this point. So a machine gun, probably like an MP5.
You got a lot of things, and one of those might be a tire, but
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff. You might have hit him, but there's a lot of smoke that would really prevent an accurate shot. As you guys pull away, you drive off. And the rain and stuff seems to follow you.
Oh, good. It's but please don't tell me he's actually whatever was in there is actually following us.
When we notice that while Tesla's driving, Johnny will use all of his skills. I guess he's pretty observant to try and see if he can spot whatever's following us above.
You do not see anything in the sky above other than rain and darkness, rolling clouds.
If I look up long enough and I don't spot anything, I will try lower down, but I'll also try to use the edge of the darkness to try and pinpoint where the radius or the center of it is coming from, and then follow it backwards if I can.
It looks like it's coming from the church and moving towards you.
Oh my God, I'm actually looking really panicked. I'm like, it's just like that night. My partner died. It's like he's gonna land on the top of this vehicle and just rip the roof off and start pulling our heads from our body.
I forgot about that. I just forgot about that little thing from your back.
I reached forward and put my hands on Tesla's shoulder. Just fucking drive. If not for us, then for him. And I squeeze. Just fucking drive.
Remember our agreement. When it's time to panic, I will definitely let you know. It's not yet.
You tear through some things. Johnny, you happen to remember an old MI5 warehouse that is kind of off the beaten path. And
warehouse over there.
Yeah. So you managed to find your way there with relatively short order.
Well, just remember, don't invite him in.
Yeah, as the camera, pans as the car rips into an old abandoned warehouse.
I immediately shut off the lights and I'm like, you ready for this to go to shit?
After you drove over the bridge that went over the Thames, the darkness stopped following you.
Because it can't cross running water.
Running water. Okay,
Yeah.
What is that, number 7?
Yeah, the myth confirmed.
Number 5 on the test case. But anyway, it's in the chat. It's in the chat. For a brief moment, you feel like you've reached some sort of at least momentary safe thing. Papers and stuff kind of hastily shoved into the bag, along with it looks like a book of some sort. It's hard. It's a hardcover book. Do you take the time to pull out the stuff and kind of look at it?
Yeah.
On the hood of the
I'm
car?
doing this while we're driving.
Okay. So so in the book or in the bag, what you find is just a pile of disorganized papers, printouts, and something very weird.
All right. Relatively speaking, I mean,
Right.
being chased by a dark cloud. I think
How
that,
weird is it?
It is a first edition book, a copy
Don't say
of
it. Don't say it.
Dracula.
Oh.
It's the one with the purple title and the yellow binding, the original print first edition by Bram Stoker.
a talking peanut butter and jelly sandwich would be weird. This just makes sense.
As you flip it open, you notice with a cursory glance, the entire inside of it is scribbled with annotations.
Oh.
That-
I
And
have
with
to-
that,
I have Evan reading over my shoulder. for
with
this.
that, we could go ahead and end the stream for tonight. Tune in next time, guys, to find out exactly what is in the bag.